Right. Alright. I forgot how to do everything. Let's try to figure all this stuff out. So volume and the mic check. That sounds good. Cool. I think I got it all figured out. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Oh boy. Man, it's been a long time, huh? It's been a while. What's up, everyone? This is Boo Boo Doo Boo Coffee with Soul. I'm your host. We're gonna chat, we're gonna talk. I got pictures. Okay. I don't have a lot of pictures. I was spending like the few minutes while the stream was warming up to like see if I can find like were there any like good pictures that I grabbed, and you know I got stuff. I got pictures. Um, but I'd say more than anything like I just had a lot of fun over in Boston. Boston's a cool city, man. It's a cool city. It's an old city. I haven't been to old places like that, not very often. So seeing a place like that, it makes San Francisco look kind of like by comparison. I mean, maybe I saw like a good part of Boston. I don't know, but it was a lot of fun. It was very, very cool. I was very happy to have gone to like see the city, and then of course check out some of the stuff in PAX. It was my first PAX as well. And then I headed over to the WoW anniversary thing, where I got to meet and greet with tons of folks, like viewers, developers, other content creators. That was a lot of fun, and I totally crashed too. Like the day after that, like I couldn't even leave bed. It was I don't think I left. I don't think I really like left bed until like 11 o'clock or something like that. Apart from like eating and stuff, but it was a lot of fun. So anyway, let me say hi to people. Hi guys. First person to say hi happens to be Fartimus Rex over on YouTube. Hey, what's up? Also, what's up to a Dragon and Arcadius, to Darth, Mr. Chungus, to Puddle Jumper and Peter and Tane, and to Kalia. Does my mic sound different? No. Let me do another check just in case. I sound okay, right? Right? Okay, cool. I think I'm all right. No. My voice sounds a little bit different because I've been using like some sort of like fangled anti-echo sort of thing. So I hope that turns out okay still, unless it got updated and then it's just terrible, and then yeah, so whatever. Anyway, enough of this here. Let's go over here. So the anniversary event was pretty sick. It was as I predicted it would be. It's like a school dance, kind of, with a lot of older people. And by that I mean like you walk in, and then it's like, what do I do now? do I just go have drinks and like sit down somewhere? Do I try to like mingle with people? And for a good chunk of the night, me and my wife were there. We were in fact hanging around Taliesin for a good bit of it. Because one, we were hanging out earlier in the day. So like the day of, so that's Saturday. Yeah, the day of, he was like, "Hey, dude, you guys want to do dinner?" And I was like, "Yeah, dude. There's this place that we went to the night before, and it was cool. And we want to go again. So yeah, you come. Let's go." So he comes with a fellow viewer by the name of Thunduds. You might have seen him in chat. So he came along too. Everything worked out. Dinner was great. It was his not his first time having sushi, but he had a good time. Found out that he has a certain allergy to salmon, which is, I don't know if I am allowed to share that, but who cares? And and then the bastard paid for dinner. So I'm like, oh wow, great. So me and my wife, we were giving ourselves awkward looks because we're like, dude, we're the ones who went all out and ordered like expensive ass niggity and all sorts of stuff. And then his ass pays. I'm like, well, we're like, no, no, because no one likes that, right? You know how when you go out and you're like, hey, I'm gonna take care of you guys. I'm gonna, I'll spot y'all, and then people like go way overboard on the food and stuff. Like I definitely hate stuff like that. And so when he's like, yeah, I'll just go and pay for it, I'm like, you son of a bitch. But he insisted, uh, and as much as my wife hates that sort of thing, I was like, whatever, okay, fine, and then we're like, okay, we owe you a drink later, so we bought him a drink later. Like that was it. But we were hanging out a lot. After dinner, we went straight to here. It was almost time, and so, we get there, and he's like, "Hey, I'm gonna go work the line," because there was a long ass line to get in. It was like going all the way down the block and around the corner and all that stuff. And when we were walking by, people were like, "Oh my god!" I'm like, "Oh my god, just go, get out of here, Jesus! You're making me feel, you're killing my self-esteem here." But it was fun. It was fun. It was. There's more to talk about later. Um, there's a lot more to talk about later. But overall, like, it was very cool. Like, while we were there, like I said, I was hanging around Taliesin for the most part because he's easy to spot and he's tall, and he was by himself. Like, Evazel wasn't there, so he's like, oh, overall he was like, oh, it feels kind of awkward, not being kind of alone. And so we were kind of keeping him company too. But then there was no problem with that because he was like, I'd say like we would try to take like 2 steps, and then someone would want to go up to him and be like, oh my god, and then they chat for. They chat for a little bit. But I ended up hanging out there. I ended up hanging around too because it's like he and I would be like chatting about whatever, and then someone would come by and be like, "Oh my god," pass right by me. I'd be like, "Okay, fine," And then they would chat. But then all of a sudden that person would turn around and be like, "Oh my god, you're Soul." I'm like, "Yes, I am," and then same thing would happen. So I was mooching off of his traffic, as I have been doing. I've been mooching off of his traffic, and I got to talk with and meet a lot of folks too. Don't get me wrong, it wasn't me just like riding his coattails or anything like that. There were people that were finding me as I'm like walking around and be like, oh my god, so we're like chatting up. I was chatting it up for a good while with someone who first was like, hey, can you tell me about the camera that you're using? And so we go into like this whole long thing about getting like a stream set up, and then we're talking all sorts of WoW. And it was fun. The whole thing was like so much fun. Did I see S-Fan? Yes. I did see him, but I didn't get a chance to meet him. Like, I think he was doing a lot of like kind of like official recordings. So he was going around with a camera dude, going around doing his thing. And part of me was like, oh shit, I can't get in the shot. Because at one point, like my wife had to fly out early. So I'd say like 2 or 3 hours into the party thing, she left. She wanted to head back to the room and then start getting some and get some rest before her flight the next morning. And at some point, like I see S-Fan like walking by and I see the camera. I'm like, oh shit! I'm like, oh, don't be awkward. Like I just don't want to be in the shot, and I don't want footage to come out later and be like, okay, there's Soul all by his lonesome self. That would be awkward. But for those who I got to meet, it was awesome. For those who just don't give a damn and were there for their own thing, like it was very cool too. Who else did I see? I saw Messeldine was there. We were hanging out for a bit. Like before the anniversary stuff. I know I got. Where's the pack stuff? Let's go with the shot. So, while we're at PAX, I was looking for like this area here, this theater. It's like the top floor of the Boston Convention Center. I'm like, okay, this is cool. I'm looking around and I see like a line, like immediately. I'm like, oh shit, this is gonna be pretty bad. So I go to the front of the line, and I'm like, yo, do you know who I am? No. I was just asking him like, hey, can I like, are our guests able to like cut or whatever? And then they're like, no. I'm like, oh, okay, fine. Okay. Scurried back. Scurried back into the line. Happened to see Mistledine there. Um, so I was hanging out with him and oh, I forgot her name. Very, very nice lady. She's a healer. Um, yeah. I think I follow her on Twitch now, but yeah, we were hanging out and then I look and I guess Miss Len pointed out he's like, oh, Taliesin is like over there towards the front. And so then I look, I'm like, oh, I should have seen him because one, he's very tall, and two, he was surrounded by other people. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go say hi. I walk up immediately. This is like the first time we actually see each other in Boston. He's like, oh, you piece of shit. He says, and I'm like, damn, fuck you too, man. So shit. So apparently he saw me as he was flying in, or as he was taking a ride share over to the hotel. He saw me walking down the street with my wife when we were coming out to dinner. Tried to wave hello or whatever. Tried to send me a message on Twitter. I'm like looking at him. I'm like, you sent me a message on Twitter of all places? No, dude, you ain't gonna. You're not gonna be able to talk to me over Twitter. I never look at my Twitter DMs. Like, hit me up on like Blue Sky or some shit like that. And so we're just chatting there too, with a bunch of folks. Had a good time. This was very cool. This panel because there's like a whole bunch of us that were sitting in the front couple rows, like media and some other people. Got to take. Did I take pictures? No, yeah. Someone was like, "Hey, one," because Kira, the Sylvanas cosplayer, she went up to me. She's like, "Oh my god, we finally get to meet." I'm like, "Oh my god, finally!" And so we took pictures, real quick, and that was very cool. And and then there was another thing, the panel. So like here's like them doing like the panel thing, and this was if I recall, this was broadcasted, right? Like I think this was playing live on Twitch for people to react to, and people had reactions to it. And what was the cool thing that we learned from here? Legion remix, the spooky stuff. A lot of folks like are some of our immediate reactions, and I have not been able to catch up with what folks have been saying over the past weekend or so. I'm still like looking around. But some of our immediate reactions to like that whole Duskwood like screenshot thing as to like what the next big event is going to be. People were saying like a Dead by Daylight kind of gameplay, and I'm not familiar with the game, but but from what people told me, it is like you queue up, and I guess you can queue up to be the bad guy, or you can queue up to be people who are trying to escape from the bad guy. And it's just kind of like this cat and mouse sort of chase kind of thing. That was kind of the vibe that some people had thought up. And I was talking with the PR guy who chose that screenshot, and we're like giving him looks like we're trying to like get anything out of him. Like, so what is it? He's like, dude, I just put up the screenshot. I just had to think of like something random. So for all we know, it's not Duskwood. You know, I think like the vibe that he was just trying to pull off was like, okay, something creepy, spooky, or whatever. Okay, but that like that's all we got. That's all we really had. You're still sleepy. Luckily, I don't have I don't get a. It was only a 3-hour difference, but I didn't get affected by like jet lag or anything. My wife got all trashed though. Like for her, like she's quite sensitive to that sort of stuff. I don't want to be rude. I usually don't have it, but could turn off the viewing of the WoW screen. It's getting a bit nauseous. Oh yeah, no problem, dude. No, I get that sometimes because like I'll have like an auto AFK thing going. So yeah, that's not rude at all. That's you being like, bitch. You think it's going to be something like Among Us? Could be that. That'd be kind of neat. Let's see. What else was going on during that thing? During the anniversary event, we got to just chat for a while with one of the dudes who's on Jeremy Fiesel's team, who does like live stuff, the 0.5 patch stuff, as well as the trading post. I can at least, he didn't get specific on anything. They never do. They're very good at not talking about things. But I do recall the word chainmail bikini being repeated a number of times. Um, Mostly in a joking manner. Don't take anything that I say as like, oh my god, this is going to be the next speculation thing. Like, don't. But they definitely hear when people are like, oh my god, there's like not enough badass stuff in the trading post, and you know, it kind of goes without saying, and we've been saying it too, like. The point of the trading post is to introduce items and decor and whatnot that are not normal, that aren't the norm. You know, we're not going to regularly see, you know, a fairy quest and here's how you get this stuff, or like a beach quest and now here's how you get all the beach stuff. You know, they save very strong thematic things typically for the regular content, for World of War, you know, for regular WoW stuff, patch things are in the main stuff. But then between that, especially when it comes to like the trading post, they can kind of go all out. It's like, hey, let's throw like some other stuff together. And I know that there's still other kinds of feedback being like, well, they shouldn't be doing that anyway. They should stick to things that are strictly about WoW. There's a lot to talk about. But I can't. Let's see. What else was there? Yay! Took a little shot of that. I'm like, hey babe, take a picture of like this real quick. Yay! There's me. Woohoo! What is this shot here? So this was the dev signing that was going on Saturday, over at PAX. So like there's like some other folks doing things and whatever. I don't think there was anyone like over at this line here, but then the line for getting dev signatures was pretty long. I happened to be there like pretty early, so there was like, this like dozen or so people who were in front of me, and the way it works, it's like typical dev signing. Like you kind of go down the line, and someone can potentially like hold up the line if they just keep like talking and talking and talking, and the dev is like too nice to be like, hey, can we move along? Like they haven't really been doing that. So it took a while to finally get up front. But then finally I got to say hello again to the panelists who were there. There's Maria Hamilton, there's Jeremy Fiesel, there's Paul Cubitt and Jessica Kulanchik. When I went up, like I was already tired. I was only there for like a day or two, but then I was already like hella tired from like walking because I was doing some touristy stuff. I was looking at like the Freedom Trail and stuff like that. So when I got there, I was like, all right, hold on, guys, and because there was no chair, but I just squatted the entire time, and then I just kind of like duck walked my way from like one set of people to the next, and then we're just chatting it up, and of course I was like, so can you verify a couple things about player housing and stuff? And they're like, no. I'm like, fuck. But yeah, I tried my best. So I should have went to this one instead of the dev sign at the 30th party. Yeah, I heard about. Yeah, that was the main reason why I wanted to do it. Like, I didn't want to. I had no idea what it was going to be like there. I had no idea how long the line was going to be, or just really what to expect. Apart from like the little snippets that I was told, I'm like, okay, I just want to go there and chill and vibe and chat with folks and drink and whatnot, and leave it at that. So, but this was nice and chill and easy. PAX is a. I guess the drawback though is like if you wanted to go to this, you needed to have a ticket into PAX, so you got to pay like that much, more stuff. It's like, okay, that shit kind of sucks. Who else is back there? It's hard to see him, but the little the little blob. Let's see. So that dude, that's like the PR guy, that's Aramis. This is the influencer contact person for our region. His name's Alex. Great guy, awesome dude. We went out to Hot Pot on the last day we were there. It was me and Alex and Llama Todd, if you guys are familiar with him, and Preach. Interesting combo. it was Preach's first time going to hot pots, so for him is a little bit of an adventure. So me and Alex, who have a better idea of like what to do, we've done hot pot before. We're like guiding them through. It's like, okay, here's how the food works. You dip the stuff in, and it's like fondue, but a little bit different. And no, he had a good time, or we all had a good time. He was giving me shit though because I have a sensitive tongue. Like I can't stand things that have like a very high temperature to it. Like even the coffee. Like I take like tiny sips and stuff, and I let it cool a lot. But otherwise, I'm a big bitch. Um, when he was having like this kind of like stuffed, I think it was like a fish cake ball or something like that. He's like, "Ooh, that's hot." No. It was like this ball with like some fish roe inside. I was like, "Oh, here's the secret. I just crack it open and you live in the ball." He's like, "You bitch." I'm like, "Well, too bad, man. I ain't gonna go through. I ain't gonna. I don't have a fucked up tongue for like a week. No way." But it was a lot of fun. Some people will look at the likes of Preach and or other creators, and they'll focus on like the kind of content that they do, and it'll inform them of the kind of personality that those people have too. But it's all like fakeish, it's all just like that's just the work. But then when the cameras are off and we're not worried about that sort of stuff, like it's so chill, like between the creators and how we get along and stuff. Like y'all might have seen, or I've told this story before, when during BlizzCon 2023, before that there was a mixer where a bunch of creators got together, and I was chatting with Bellular, and then an Aussie creator by the name of Panda TV, he walks up, and at the time they were just coming, those two, Bellular and Panda TV, they were going on like some Twitter tirade against each other, like, talking whatever. And then people were like, "Oh man, drama, drama, drama." And so all three of us together, and I'm like, "Hey, y'all two should do like a UFC pose. Here. Do it. And they're like, "All right, cool, that'll sound fun." And so they were doing like this whole face-off thing. I'm like, boop, and posted that shit immediately, and and people mostly got a laugh out of it. And because that's how it is when it really comes down to it. It's just, it's just pretty chill between creators, except for like one or two. They are out there, but for the most part, yeah, very cool. Neeb's off to work, right on. Sounds fun. A random story quest with wacky things sound fun and great content for in between patches. That would be cool. I wouldn't mind that either. But I do figure that there would be takes, right? There'd be takes. Some people would be like, "How dare Blizzard, do like this side content and stuff when they should be focusing on Jaina and Thrall finally hooking up and knocking boots or something." Whatever. People will. People get pissed when they see the thing, but it's not the thing that they want. It's like back in the day when we were still going through all the allied races. It's like, okay, cool, we see this allied race, that's awesome, but what about mine? What about my race? We immediately turn that into, okay, I'm pretty pissed about this and that. Talk about it tomorrow, right? Yeah. So here it is. This is kind of like the running joke. It's a pole dancing class. Is what if folks who've been really trying to get information about things that might have happened there. Like I keep saying, it's a pole dancing class, right? But it's fun. So I was trying to run with the joke pretty hard too. I was like, "Yeah, dude, can you imagine Taliesin in the G-string?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, like spoiler alert, like he doesn't shave at all, and it's like he's wearing pants all the time. It's crazy." Yeah, it was all fun. So was it just a dev meetup, or did they show you something coming soon? Preach spoke really well of you and the dinner on the stream too. Oh, he was talking shit, huh? Neutral. No, it really was a lot of fun. Like straight up, and you know, at the end of the day, that's, you know, the kind of energy that at least we exhibit to each other, because at one point, you know, during dinner we were talking about Final Fantasy 14 and like how the game is doing now versus how it was doing um, during Shadowlands, when things were really bad for a while, or at least the perception was really bad for a while, you know, and you know, and we acknowledge that, you know, there are fans who are out there who are like, oh yeah, you know, what happened to Final Fantasy? It's fallen off, it's dying, and blah blah blah. But we all acknowledge it's like, dude, this is just a cycle of things, and this is just, you know, of course you're going to see like these up and down cycles, and of course there's going to be exceptions as well. But at the end of the day, um, you know, we as gamers decide just how emotionally invested we want to be in these sorts of things. Like I was telling Preach and Todd, I'm like, yeah, dude, like, you know, for me, like Final Fantasy 14, it's like I'm a visitor, you know, and I'm happy, you know, because I'll go there, I'll check things out, so I'll enjoy the story, see what things are like, and I'm like, cool, I'll be back in a few years, and I'll check it out again. And you know, that's kind of like what he does with WoW for the most part. You know, he approaches it from a much more casual approach. Uh, doesn't really want to deal with like the grindiness of it, but still appreciates the game for what it offers and what it gives. And you know, when you focus, like for example with me, you know, when you focus so much on a single game, it takes a certain kind of fortitude to just to not lose your mind, uh, to not lose your mind, and be able to uh, you know, speak to it from both like, hey, this is my personal take on it, but then also let me step back and try to you know, try to listen to what other people are saying, because that's important too. And at the same time, you know, WoW is, and WoW and these MMOs and these games, they're so much bigger than you or me or like, you know, the one other person. um but it's, yeah. Do you know if Burial uses a private server to film his news content? I have no idea. um are you talking about like footage and stuff? Because it's kind of a known thing, that if you can set up like a sandbox for yourself, and as long as you're not trying to um, like break into things that are like super, like if you're not trying to like straight up decrypt stuff that are meant to be encrypted, or otherwise just trying to run a server, like if you're getting it for footage, like whatever. Like think of Wowhead. Like Wowhead, they have their own like kind of like Wowhead preview client thing. You know, their own little sandbox where you can like see things. And then I don't know if they've done it lately anymore, where they'll have like video footage of models and stuff like that. I think they kind of like fell off from doing that. But Wowhead uses a sandbox tool for that sort of stuff, and that's how they get those screenshots and all that stuff too. Um, But as for using a private server to film content, I have no knowledge of that. I thought you're just I'm not sure if you're just talking about like how you get footage and stuff like that. Do you know when you can talk more about the stuff you can talk about at the moment, and can you tell us when? um, you really want to know about pole dancing, huh? I mean, it's an awesome activity. I'll tell you that. It does so much, like for your core and like your upper legs and stuff. Like it's very difficult too. And it's not even exactly a sensual thing either. It is like like there are ancient forms of pole dancing that are very um they do a lot to celebrate the athleticism. You know, it's a very gymnastic sport. So it doesn't seem like the footage he gets is from retail. Yeah, I haven't seen his stuff. You know, it's a It's a not so secret secret that I hardly watch any other creators. But I mean, maybe you want to do like a content cop thing, do an investigation and see whether or not he's using like. But even then, like, as long I'd say as long as he's not like promoting private servers, then it's all good. I said the message you're sending strip clubs and player housing. No, I had a fantastic. It was. I almost didn't go. I almost didn't go, and then I had to go. So pretty much. Saw on a pole, is that a new soap on a rope? No. Like I said, pole dancing is not entirely a sensual thing. It can be perfectly normal, right? You don't see pole vaulters and stuff, you don't see that being too sexed out, right? Come on. Do I have any other relevant pictures? I wish I took more pictures. I'm very bad at it. I'm very bad at pictures. Because I'm the type, maybe it's because I'm old school, like I'm the type who just gets caught up in the moment, and I'm too busy just soaking in the energy and being part of like the now, and I'm not really focused on, ooh, let me have my phone out while I have the concert playing and stuff. Like that's not me. I ain't gonna talk down on that sort of behavior, but it's just something that I suck at. So, yeah, I know I took some other like overhead shots of like stuff like that. Yeah, so this is when people were still kind of filing in. Yeah, I only took early shots of people filing in. Like later on, this place was filled. Like the band was going. They're called Power Glove. They are very loud, but I mean that's what you expect in a club. Like this area here is where I spent most of my time. Most of my presence was like in this area here, because when we first got in, like guests were able to go in first, and so here on the left side there's like a place where you get like hats and all that, and on the right side there you get like plushies. Oh yeah, plushies. Hold on. Sorry. All right, so I got these little mini plush thingies. One of them, and it's like a gotcha kind of thing too. So it's like you get a random guy. It's either there's like a bunch of them. You can get like the Fey Dragon thing, little Yeti dude. So I had to like run downstairs to get it. Little Moonkin guy, elemental thing, and then a cat. So after the celebration, a bunch of us went to a bar nearby. I had like one drink, I didn't get smashed or nothing. But they're like, dude, what'd you get? What'd you get? I'm like, all right, let's find out. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. I got a cat. And then they got pissed. Some people there got hella mad because they're like, oh my god, you got the fucking cat. Fuck you, dude. I'm like, it's just a cat. But yeah, this other one, I don't know what it is. So let's find out what we got. So what I'm hearing is that with Pole Dancing Souls confirming that the dance studio has finally happened. Yeah. How's the hotel? Hotel was chill. I was staying at a hotel that was very convenient for me. Because one, it was close to the venue. It was very close to the club. Because I just had to like cross the street, and that was like pretty much it. And then it was also like right next to Chinatown. So I'm like, okay, cool. I feel like I'm in familiar territory. So food access was like super duper easy. And this is downtown too. Okay, so this next one is uh, the Moonkin. Ooh, it's so cute. Hey, it's gotta like flare up a little. So no, 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 no. Okay, so let me put these dudes somewhere. I think like this go. Can show there with many whelps. That's the red dragon, and then the one right there on the far right. That's Desk Puppy. He looks like a little lump, but he's very very cute. They're all in-game store pets. Nice. I want to keep. Okay, I don't want to keep the box. Um, I met I met another creator by the name of Zeppelin. If you're familiar with her, she's been playing around now, but then I think before she was like really big on like Final Fantasy stuff, and I think she still is. Very nice. Uh, little funny thing. Um, I think it was after the celebration, and when we're at the bar, um, she was holding like some poster thing with dev signing stuff on it, and she was like, "Yo, can you?" Or I was gonna go back to the room, and she was like, "Yo, can you like hold on to this for me, to this poster thing?" I'm like, "Yeah, yeah, sure. I'll give it to you like next time I see you." And then there was no next time. So as it turned out, like she was flying out, um, and we didn't have like I didn't have the thing, the poster thing to give to her. So I'm like, shit. And she's like, you don't want to mail it to me, do you? I'm like, no, that's money, dude. And she's like, okay, okay, give it to me next time at the next thing. I'm like, oh, is that what we're doing now? Is this poster thing going to be like this connective thread between the two? Are we developing a relationship based on this? She's like, yes, yes, Graham. I'm like, okay, fine. So I've resolved to make it like to do this in the worst way. So flaky. I'll tell you the real story later because I can't tell you the real story or the full story. But basically, I have her poster thing, and I'm resolving. Like if I see her at a thing, I'm gonna make it like some big fucking deal out of it. I'm going to like if there's a panel, I'm gonna break into the panel. I told her, I warned her, I'm like, I'm gonna fucking break into the panel. I'm gonna go up to you, I'm gonna get on one knee, and I'm gonna present it to you. She's like, yeah, do it. And she's like, she has no. I think one, she thinks I wouldn't do it. And two, she thinks I'll forget, which is the more likely thing that I'll do. I'm not gonna just like forget about this whole thing, but I'm resolving to make it very odd. I thought they're gonna take it to Salem to do some haunted house for this spooky thing. Oh, that'd be fun. That would have been hella fun. Classics. Oh, is that like a normal thing that she does? She's very nice though. She is otherwise very nice, very good company. So it's funny because when she added me as a friend on Friday. Well, she added me as a friend, and as soon as I added her, as soon as I accepted her friend request, like immediately she's like, hey, did you want to like did you like go to dinner yet or whatever? Oh, no. She's like, oh, she's just very forward. Um, it's like when you add her as a friend, you are immediately like literally her friend. So she'll like, and I was like, oh, this is okay, awkward. Okay. So I responded. I'm like, hey, what's up? I'm Soul. Nice to meet you and all that. Because I never met her before. And then Tally said the same thing. He's like, wait, who's this person? Oh, I know who she is. Oh, she's being extremely like forward and yeah, whatever. But yeah, very cool though. Yaks. Let's see if I can make some money. I feel like on my realm, the competition for people who are crafting is fierce. It's fierce as fuck. People are racing really hard to like be like the people who pick up sales and what have you. So it's been hotly competitive. I've been making money, like, but like I also like just got back from Boston, so it's like okay, there's only so much I can do, and so I feel like I missed out on a lot of like the initial sales. But like here we go, cool, easy, grand, no problem. Not even gear, just a gathering tool. All right, cool. Now for me, it feels like Alliance had more crafters than people needing, and Horde had the opposite problem. Oh, interesting. I mean, that's the kind of sucky thing is that, I regularly also see people who are on Alliance characters. They'll post here on Trade Chat and be like, I'll be like, yeah, I can make your thing. And they would respond, be like, okay, cool, let me just switch to my character and then I'll send it over. So obviously they're coming at it from the other faction. My vault sucked. I did not do much of anything last week. Like I didn't even have like 3 of anything filled out, so I ended up taking like 4 tokens of merit, which is just an awkward number to pick up. But then for my first chip pry, my Puzzling Cartel chip thing, I picked up this. I picked up the Mythic Plus trinket instead of the suit. I wanted to go ahead and try this guy out because I know what the suit entails and all that. Like, okay, like this will be cool. But this is kind of a neat thing too. Like, I see most folks who pick this up, they're like, oh yeah, just use it in such a way that you can have, excuse me, you can have high uptime on the extra damage you can do. I'm like, I don't want that. That's stupid. I want the extra absorb, man. No Jaster? Nah, no Jaster, because that has Mastery, and I don't want Mastery. Mastery's... Or at least that is the characterization that I decided to pick up. That my stats are going to be crit and haste, and that's it. I am not going to... Yeah, no. So, like, my versatility is as close to 0 as it can get. My Mastery, I can't really do much about it, because it's very difficult to... I mean, I'm already at 26%, crit and then haste. Like, yeah, I'll run into diminishing returns. It'll be awkward. It'll be bad. Yeah. But if I do pick up a Jaster, I'll finally replace my Cersei Circlet. But I probably won't do it because, dude, it's healing. It's awesome. How could I stop? No way. I'm getting there though. Like I still need a good bit of I still need a pretty good bit of gilded. So let's see, what do I need to max out? So well, okay, not that. I'm not gonna that was kind of a waste, but I did that. I think I did this like well before I even learned about the belt. Coming in the next patch, but no big deal. So I need to do this. So 30, 60, 90. I probably need like 200 some gilded at most, so it ain't so bad. I got the important shit. I got like the weapons done and like some of the other stuff, but yeah, I'll definitely be I definitely want to like max out like the hero stuff, like the tier stuff, bring it to 671 since those will be like my lower pieces, and then I'll do like I think the helmet will be next. So where am I at on this actually? Bad. not great. You picked up the Test Pilot's Go Back because I like the slight movement in extreme Mythic Plus situations. Probably the only person who picked up that cloak. I agree. I do agree. I think you are the only person who picked up the cloak. I think it's fine. If you don't need the other stuff, then yeah, for sure. Like, go ahead and pick up that stuff. And so what I'll do right now, I'm gonna do important shit. I'm gonna do really important shit and go to Molten Core because you know what we're here for. And it sure isn't item level. Alright, so there's some things that I'm waiting on. 40 minutes until maybe news. Are we gonna learn something new? Let's see. Not new stuff. Okay. No. And sorry. I'm going through all these hoops just to check my damn mail. And there's nothing anywhere. Ah, fantastic. Okay, Molten Core. So how was your guys' weekend? Anything cool y'all discovered? Like I said, I still need to catch up on stuff, so I barely know. I know like a couple things that the guild was telling me about the upcoming overcharged delves. I only like checked it out for a hot minute during the first build, and like that was it. All I cared about was so does the belt heal? And they showed me like how the belt can heal. I'm like, yeah, this is gonna be awesome. Yay! So I'm all for it. I am all for it. It's funny how, from what I've been seeing, the way that some people are reacting to like each of these things, they're acting as if it's like a patch thing. Like all these like little separate. I mean, the belt thing, that is going to be a patch, but they're talking about things like even the turbo boost stuff as like, you know, this turbo boost patch or this horrific vision patch and all that stuff. It's kind of funny how people are blurring the distinction between things that are coming versus things that are like part of the patch, and I don't know if that's a good thing or not. It's just funny to see people react to it in very different ways. So yeah, I casually see myself going through Molten Core on my main warrior and had Gar's Thunder Fury. Oh, nice! Nice! Epic shit. Now, are you like that much closer to making a Thunder Fury? Or do you already have one? Yeah, Thunder Fury was one of those things that I happened to, just like most anything, like if I gave myself the time, I'm like, okay, let me go ahead and let me drop by Molten Core real quick, see if I get lucky, and try to get stuff. I still haven't gotten the hammer that drops off of them that lets you make the legendary mace or whatever. But I don't really clear them every week either. Behind Unloving Altitude and Miss Remix. When Legion Remix comes around, I may make one alt for it. I am quite excited for the Legion Remix. Like, I remember in my early speculation, I was like, nah, they're not going to do, like, no Mythic Plus. That wouldn't make sense. But now it's like, now that I'm putting more thought into it, I'm like, can I solo a plus 20? You know? Like, if they're still going to have, like, the super OP vibe to it, then I think that'll be cool. I think that'll be pretty neat. It's like we better be able to queue up for keys solo. Like, I don't, you know, so that way it kind of feels like this almost personal progression, Mythic Plus, not Mythic Plus, like a Torghast / Horrific Visions kind of thing to it. Because that's what it would be if that, if the whole power fantasy of the remix is still going to act the same way in Legion. I was confused because the combo button thing isn't out yet. I think the one might prove particularly useful to me with muscle dexterity issues. I'm cautiously optimistic. No, I think it's great. It's awesome. You know, a bunch of us were kind of standing in a circle together, talking about, you know, things like the one button stuff, and most of us are like, you know, for the most part, well, no, this is cool. Like, it. Not to try and speak for other creators, and I'm not even trying to name names here, but for the most part, the energy that's coming from us is, it's cool and people are tripping. You know, and the people who are tripping are just that. You know, once this thing goes live, like, you're not going to hear from those people anymore, because they're just going to move on to the next thing to be pissed about. And it doesn't feel like, correct me if I'm wrong, because maybe I'm just not doing enough listening or keeping track of what big names are saying. Is there anyone who's like really like, is there like the super I hate everything kind of creator these days. Like I'm nothing but upset, but I still play the game. but I'm but I'm really upset because I want the game to be good, and that's why I think Blizzard is literal trash. Yeah. Anyone doing that? I did like being super OP. Who doesn't, man? Who doesn't? All right, so I'm looking for something leg plates. Not Earth stuff, or that stuff, or any of that. Okay, that's a bust. Next. I keep forgetting like which thing I'm going for though. So going for not collected stuff. I think Nax is my next stop usually. Yeah, Nax has been my next stop because I'm going for Saf, and I'm going to normal because I want to do 2 bosses gunship, and yeah. So off to not Nax, but I'll go to ICC first. Most of the real negativity comes from people who no longer can play WoW. Asmongold probably. I should avoid those super negative creators. I think that most of the bench podcasts were fairly loudly against the one button, but I feel like they don't understand what it is. But I did a skating video about the newest patch being trash, but that's all I know of. Alright. I mean, being critical is one thing, right? You know, you don't like something, say it. Otherwise, you don't say anything, then they're not going to know, right? But when you know, when you come up with the energy of, you know, they clearly don't know what they're doing. They clearly don't know the kind of game they're playing. Like, you know, I'm sitting here like I'm chatting with some other devs about these sorts of things, and it's kind of funny when I would fake that energy. You know, and I'm doing it in kind of like a joking, mocking tone. It's like, well, clearly the devs don't know what they're doing. Like, you can feel them like kind of shift. Because and you know, they don't want to show that it like gets to them or anything, but like they do look at this stuff and they feel, but they also can't respond because they have to be very, very careful. Like anything that they say publicly, like it has to be run through someone, which sucks. That actually, well, I'll talk about that someday. Yeah, but it just sucks because they would love to like just come out and be like, okay, let's talk about this, let's address this, but it has to go through like all sorts of people to do it. It sucks. Normal. Good. Barrelline has made a lot of content later with negative skew, gets a lot of clicks. I do wonder too, like, you know, I'm sure a big chunk of the audience are like current players as well. But I feel like those kinds of viewers, they typically look for in some respects, they look for like kind of affirmation of what their current feelings are. They definitely don't want to look to have their feelings challenged. That's kind of like that's a very typical human thing. No one wants to like be challenged and be told, well, maybe you're wrong. I'm so toxic, I know. I'm totally. Used to work in the call center doing tech support. I have too many stories of people being super angry at me. I made myself a promise that toxicity would end with me. A lot of the time, too, because I've dealt with I've been in a similar environment, and I think the most important thing to do when it comes to that is to listen. Is to just tell them that you're listening and to acknowledge it, even if you have no resolution. Even if even if nothing is going to happen from it, you know, it helps to it kind of helps to build that bit of empathy. As I become a content creator, I want to make sure I keep my opinions balanced, not too angry, but still positive when it needs to be. That's tough. Like that's the path I walk, and it's not easy because I'll regularly be accused of not standing for anything. So why aren't you pissed off about like the thing? You should like make a stand and do whatever. I'm like, well, I did. I gave my feedback and I said that I was like, this. I said this sucks, and I gave things on what to conclude. But for a lot of folks, that's not enough. For a lot of folks, it's not enough until Blizzard like prostrates. Prostrates, yeah. And they apologize and they give that lip service, and there's a certain value that comes from that. But it's also like, what would you rather have, whether it's Blizzard or whoever? What would you rather have them do? Would you rather have them, you know, produce like this whole apology video and statement and PR thing or whatever, or would you rather just have them like, keep their heads down and just get to work? Because I know how I feel when I'm pulled into a meeting with supervisors who don't really do the job that I do. They just kind of like watch over whatever, and I need to explain to them my job, and that's annoying because I feel like I'm not doing anything except pleasing like this one person, so that way they have something to say to their bosses, and I'm not actually doing anything. Like that always irritates me. So, is the drop rate increase for old content active this week? No. No. I don't remember when that is. That should be an event that happens with the patch. So Ajax, there's the event that happens on 11.17. It's a limited time event where there's going to be like, treasure goblins that like give you stuff, and also from legacy content there's increased drop rates of things. There we go. Yeah. This is like kind of the double-edged sword of having a roadmap and announcing things, like, because one of the early reactions is, why isn't it now? Why don't you just give us like horrific visions and the turbo boost and this and this and this? Why don't you just give it to us all at once, Blizz? It's both cynical and true to argue that to have all these things like right from the get-go, and it's also cynical and true to call them out and be like, well, they're just doing it to like keep us engaged and keep us subscribed and blah blah. It's like, oh, we're tired of the grind, so now here's like the stuff faster. And what's another way to phrase that? There are multiple ways to phrase that. But at the same time, why not? Finally got Glacial Tidestorm on Monday, so I'm about to dive into Legion Mount Run. So that's is that the Jaina one? Kind of wonder how far they're gonna go with the alternate timeline thing. I know I didn't think the greedy emissaries needed an actual lore explanation. I don't think it is much of an explanation. I think it's just like I think it comes off like more of an excuse than an actual explanation. At least that's how I'm kind of looking at it. Rot or I? Right, return on time, return on investment. Supposed to be good enough to prevent burnout, so I think the drop increase is good for the casual audience. Also has to still be coded and developed and released. The roadmap is just the planned development timeline, and it's been crazy how they've been able to keep with it. It's very, very impressive. It is alright, okay. If you just release all the things day one, someone will just marathon the content and then play the game's boring once they're done or Blizz doesn't release enough content. Like that's kind of the that's where it's hopeless. that's where you just fall into like this sort of development hell when you're dealing with a very wide audience. It's like, okay, these people are happy, but now these other people are pissed. Meanwhile, these other people who are just watching and being like, "Oh, people are always mad about WoW. This game must fucking suck." It's well, we're just kind of like playing whack-a-mole with the audience. So it makes being a creator and trying to listen to all that stuff kind of tough. So it's also like when it comes to me bringing in my takes, they're typically very narrow. They're very personal. So maybe sometimes that confuses people. I'll talk about dells. I'm like, oh, dells are pretty chill, pretty easy. It's like, yeah, coming from the fucking, you know, prop paladin. I'm like, hey, you guys just made bad decisions, all right? Just messing. But I try to come at it from uh this more personal perspective because that's the most honest way that I can express myself, you know. But I try to listen and at least get that this game is not just about me and my takes. I am not the only audience. So, when do you expect Legion Remix to drop? I'm looking for something like a Mob Remix Grand again. What do you think is going to be the holdover until 11.2? Not the remix. I mean, it's pretty clear on the roadmap that we're going to see like the remix and probably like player housing of some shape and form before the end of the year because it's on the roadmap. So, but it's just like kind of pushed that far back, and that whole green thing is happening towards the end. These days, I'm kind of speculating. Hey, I might be wrong about there being a season 4. I do want one. I think the game would be better with a season 4, as much as people will complain about it, because it'll just give a bit more breathing room for people to enjoy, the last hurrah of the War Within, and to enjoy the remix, and to give themselves a chance to, kind of wind down, wrap stuff up, do their own thing, get achievements, meta stuff, that sort of thing. Prop Pally for the win, for sure. We're still getting a new raid this summer, which is crazy because we have no idea what it is yet. No, we know nothing so far. I mean, we have hints. We have hints that, like the main story thing that had happened at the end of the raid was, oh, we thought that Zalatath got the Dark Heart back, but no, there were shenanigans, and it turns out the Ethereals are in possession of the Dark Heart. So now what's going to happen? Are we going to see something weird where we're going to not exactly work with Zalatath, but just kind of put up with her and see who destroys each other in this whole process of trying to get to the Dark Heart? What's going to happen? No idea. Perfect Visions, Dell changes, Turbo Boost, Time Walk seems to be the spacers in between. Yeah, I mean that's how WoW does it these days. They seem to want to go this route of just having like all sorts of things to do that aren't just like the one thing for 6 months, because that's how it was for like, let's say, Shadowlands. Hey, let's have a 7-8 month long season where you're kind of doing the same things. I definitely remember, and I'll still call the team out for when they had like in patch 9.1 Shadowlands, and it took you almost the entire season to unlock max itemable upgrades from Korthia gear, and the max upgrades sucked. Like, it wasn't even that. I think it was less than heroic, and it took that long for people to get to that point, and that sucks for those who play at that level, or who only play up to that level. It made the whole world routine feel kind of like, man, this kind of sucks. And there wasn't like a solo progressive sort of thing to do outside of Torghast, which didn't have like the same sort of gear progression, but at least it was like something to do. Suspect July and August. I think if you count the weeks, we're looking at August for season 3. neck and finger. You know, I hope when they do decide to do this increased drop rate thing, can they like not give us non-cosmetic thing? Please? Because this kind of blows, man. Alright, not enough time for that. I think I can just... Is there an easy teleport out of here? I don't know if there is. I think I have to like... Oh yeah, I have to go out there for the teleport. And then we're going to go to... Next. Yeah. Torghast. Is that the trauma speaking? When can we expect the Season 3 announcement? I'm going to say... shortly after the patch. So like in a month. Something like a month. Like, when did we hear about 11.17? Like it was like about a week or two after 11.15 came out. So we can almost set a clock to a lot of what comes out for Blizzard these days. I was excited too. I was very excited too. I was coming off of roguelites like Hades at the time. I was really looking forward to it. I was hoping that. So I still need to make Horrific Vision videos. Like I'm like so behind on work. I'm gonna be like slammed for the next couple days because I at least want to get like 1 or 2 guides out for next week outside of the reminder video. But I would say Horrific Visions is a closer vision. It's a closer vision to a roguelite in WoW. Even closer to when the original Horrific Visions was a thing. Because with the original Horrific Visions, it was tied very closely to raid progression and world content. And that was really frustrating because people needed to do Horrific Visions in order to progress. But because it was tied to raids and world content, you had those damn keys that you had to farm for. You know, you basically had only limited tries. And if you run out of tries, you're screwed for the week, and you might feel less powerful if you happen to like fat finger and mess up and whatnot. So with Horrific Visions coming next week, it's fully decoupled from any of that stuff. Now the flow, the reward scheme, it is entirely independent of the idea of progression. I mean, there's still like some time gating stuff in there, which, you know, people talk shit about. I'm not going to fight that. But the whole vibe of it feels very, very different. It's like, oh, let me try this run out, or let me try this build, or, you know, let me try this route and see if it sucks. Oh, I fucked up. Okay, I'll just go back and do this other route. You know, you don't have to worry about failure as, you know, the way that you had to before, especially for people who didn't do them before. So I think people who haven't done horrific Visions, they may enjoy this more than people who are veterans of Horrific Visions, because veterans, I think the first hurdle for those folks is they need to get over the trauma of the past. Now, I mean, BFA was God. BFA was 7 years ago, 8 years ago, something like that now. Yeah, it's been a while. But a lot of folks, they haven't forgotten. But I think that when they feel how accessible it is now, it won't be so bad. Did they remove the Del cap for Gilded Crest, or can you still only do 311s this week? From the looks of it, you can still only do 3. I haven't tried doing the 4th yet to see what happens. Maybe I will after I do some of these other transmog runs. Oh, I'm not going here, you idiot. I'm going to Nax. I don't need to go spot. Alright. Yeah, the one thing that I am worried about, though, is the instance limit. Because that applies. You know, Delves, they are not considered as an instance. It's just, you just kind of phase into this solo area. But Horrific Visions are still a bona fide instanced thing. So I think people are going to be really pissed when they do like repeated runs and try this out, try that out, and then they run into the instance lock, they're gonna get really mad. Let's see, BFA had Azrite power. The level of grind needed to stay relevant in content was literally a 9-to-5 job. Yeah, you get more from the Delver's Bounty, but that's it. So it's like you get 10 more a week, which I think is pretty like lame. I think they should just let people keep running them. Fuck it. Unless they also made it so you can just get more maps too, but oh, this is totally the wrong spot. This is Zoldrak. Oh, this is bad. There it is. You know, you see one, you see them all, right? That's my excuse. I think in the end, like it's going to be a while for people to kind of normalize for themselves. You know, maybe I don't need to be locked in each and every day to like do stuff. Maybe I can just kind of do my own thing and be happy with that. It's hard though, especially for people who pug and aren't part of a guild, and you know they want to be able to do things like Mythic Plus, things like that. That makes it tough. But people who don't fall into people who aren't really like super active participants in the pug world, I think they're arguably happier because they're not like subjected to that sort of friction. They don't got to worry about that. I'm just gonna jump in and do some dells, whatever, man. Someday it's gonna be I'm just gonna do some player housing stuff. Oh geez, so that's racist. What? I'm gonna join Raid Front on my ults for the chip and try to get. Help me out, guys, because people in guild were saying that you have to do normal and higher for the chips. Like, because I did Raid Finder, and then someone said that there was a hotfix, and then now you have to do it in normal and higher. It's not true. Not true. Okay. Cool. Because I was about to say, I'm like, oh, people are gonna be fucking livid if that were the case. The quest says normal or higher, but you can do Raid Finder. Okay, well, that's easy. Chill. Did this morning like 3 hours ago on Raid Finder and got credit. Nice. All right, cool. So the guild was wrong. How dare they? Nah, I'm sure it was different info anyway. Because at the time I was like last night when we were gonna start raid, I'm like, okay, so for people who showed up late, let's just do like some bosses on normal real quick, and we'll knock it out. So we did that, and it was fine. Now the girl was right in fate. Yeah. If they just read the quest, but then they made it sound like they verified the information or they were seeing reports or whatnot. But I think it was just people reading the quest thing and like doing it. I made the assumption too, that yeah, we will be able to do it, because if I recall, like I know that dinar isn't supposed to be the same as chips, whatever. But I just figured that for the sake of accessibility, yeah, they're not going to they're gonna let Raid Finder get access to this, no problem. He did a full Raid Finder and didn't get a chip. Well, it's a quest though. So when you complete you pick up the quest from the bank in Dornogal. There's like a little weekly blue quest thingamajigger. You do that, kill 4 bosses, and then there you go. So, amount of people who show up to raid and have read nothing about the update, it's unreal. You know, I'm not. It can get frustrating, Rivka, but at the same time, I can't be mad. Because let's be real, some people, they play very casually. Some people, like even with my guild, who, you know, raids every week and all that. Some people, they'll just phone it in, or they'll just show up. You know, they don't look at videos and blah 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 blah. Soul makes videos. You know, I don't tell them, hey guys, look at the video, and that'll tell you everything. Yeah, I don't try to enforce that sort of thing either. So I don't mind it at all that some people just come in like pretty ignorant of stuff. Let me give some thanks to folks. Giving thanks to Thundering Horde, thank you very much. Thanks to Virtual Buckley and to Ajax. Thank you for the subs, appreciate it. All that stuff. I gotta pay for Boston somehow. Yeah, I don't mind if people, only come in and so one thing, one point of feedback that I didn't get a chance to give, but what I would love for Blizzard to do someday, or I guess the BattleNet team, something that I would love for them to do is to like have right up front here, just the hot fixes, or even better is if they have it like not there, dude. No, it's this thing. Come on. The what's new thing. I would love for this to include hotfixes. That's it. Just have a scrollable thing of hotfixes that are done, so people can scroll through and look at the hotfixes up to like a couple weeks or a month ago. Give me something like that. That would be huge. That would be so helpful for folks. They should do that. Because this shit's old. This ain't new. What's new? Not this. Buddy. Yeah. Give me a thing with hotfixes. Make this screen more. They talk about, hey, let's make the game more accessible. Let's make the information more accessible too. You know what I mean? I want to be able to access like some of the, some of the more critical in-game news things in-game, and not have to look at the client or a website or some Monday reminder video. None of that stuff. I don't think that's necessary. Hugely helpful. So you can't play WoW without Wowhead or other sites, especially if you're a collector or looking for unique stuff. I mean, it depends on what you're trying to do. Yeah. No, fan sites, the fan sites are there. I'm just talking about hotfixes, man. I'm just talking about hotfixes, and important updates, news posts, things like that. Upcoming class changes, so some of that new stuff, they should have it on there. It sucks because, oh, is that the thing that I want? It is. I finally finished the set. Wow. It only took a lot of years. Yay! So that'll be updated. So now I need 25 normal. So now I need that. Oh god. So who do I need to beat for that one? I don't know if that's a general drop or what. Abetment bracers. Abetment or abatement? Let's go with abetment. Okay, so there are two of them that I can possibly find. So there's Gothic the Harvester and Galoose, or Grobulus. Alright. But I am saved, so the correct me if I'm wrong, chat. The 10 and 25 save, that's like the same thing, right? Like I can't just switch it to 25 and do it. I'm like boned, I'm pretty sure. There goes Soul trying to put himself out of business. Just allow him to have their own in-game client for announcements. Haha. You can do both? I'll try to do both. What's the worst that can happen? Client gets deleted. Blizzard goons break into the house and punch me in the face. We'll see. Yeah, because I want to switch it to 25. Yeah, I guess I should be able to do it on 25, huh? I think it's Cataclysm where it's shared. Yeah. Maybe. Not sure. Otherwise, that could have been a lot of other transmog runs I could have done, but I fucked up. Do you have a secret unlock from here? You can unlock the bonus stuff. Oh, like the tier stuff? Yeah, I do. I got that much done, but as for like the actual farming of appearances, nah. Like, let's see, do I have anything? I think I said, yeah, I got one piece. Yeah, I think that's the easy one to get too. So long way to go. It's one of them far off stretch goals. Oh, an old viewer of mine, Matson, who was reaching out the other day, he was asking about that too. He was, oh, I just finished my set. Did you, how far along are you? I'm like, buddy, I barely even got started with this shit. That's a trial, man. It's frustrating people showing up late and bring their C game for M-Boss progression. It's just like set at that point. I mean, it's there. You know, we're at that point because I'm like, I at least warn people early on. Like, yo, if we can't, you know, I'm gonna snip people pretty early at this rate. Like, just bring your best. And I finally did look at like people's gear and stuff, and you know, some people they ain't bringing their best, and that's what I need. Okay, so Globulus, Gluth, and Gothic. Who does what? Oh, they don't have a boss thing. Okay, Globulus is. Oh, there's no map thing. I think that's Construct. And then Gothic the Harvester is military, maybe. Let's see if I'm right. Here's a good question. How strange is it for you as a fan of the game when the developer and creators behind the game turn out to be fans of you and your content? It is humbling. It's a mix of humbling and embarrassing. So like, here I am sitting at a table with a couple of other devs, and they're like, dude, we watch all your stuff, and they're asking me questions about how I make content too, and the whole time I'm like, I'm getting more and more flustered, and you know, and so we're chatting some more, and then I talk about like, you know, I talk a little bit more about me. I'm like, oh yeah, and right now, you know, I'm very introverted and blah blah, and I'm looking at all three of them, and I'm telling them to their face, right now I'm doing everything I can to like hold it together before I like just collapse in this ball of emotion and just not want to like talk to anyone and just sit in my bed forever. And they're like, dude, we know exactly how you feel. This is like, but no, it's cool. We joked because I think because someone had said, yeah, there's someone here on the housing team who, you know, I'm not gonna say too much, but like the things that you say are like an influence, and then some of the people were looking at me, they're like, oh, there you go, there's your way in. So I'm like, all right, cool, pole dancing, we're gonna have that, and we're definitely gonna have 2 shields, and yeah, so it's like I said, it's a mix of very humbling, very embarrassing, but it's also just like this really jazzed up feel, this really hypey feeling of you know, the work pays off, and you're seen a little bit. So I was like, oh, okay, I did get some shit right. Need some guild advice. How would you handle members who are underperforming in raid? I have a couple of members under a million DPS in Undermine Heroic, and while I really want to include them, it's hard to carry them week after week. Right now we have an item level requirement, but not much else. Oh, wait, hold on. You said under a million? Because I was looking at our logs earlier. And I was looking at like some underperforming folk. Sorry if they're being called out here. But let's see. One of the good pulls was, let's say this one. It was one of the good pulls that got us like. Well, I'll just go to the one that got us to like last phase. So under a million, huh? Okay, we do have. Okay, we do have one person that's under a million. But then I think they died early. Oh yeah, died like a while back. So that doesn't count. That's not a good pull. So what do I do about that? I make it up front that everyone can come every time, unless like there was someone who's like new and they haven't really seen the fights on Heroic at all. I'm like, okay, we're jumping straight to like this boss. We'll let you come for the first boss. Maybe you'll get something cool, but otherwise, sorry. Well, I'm gonna leave you behind. Everyone comes. But I set this kind of understanding that when the going gets tough and it looks like we're struggling, and we're at that point now. If it's not looking so hot and people are otherwise dying to stuff too much, either dying to stuff too much or just not performing well enough with their throughput, that I'll ask them to leave. It sucks. I never like doing it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it a million times. But I also have 20 other people to consider as well. So. They have a hard time with the rotation. I mean, and that does get tough, and maybe the one button rotation will help them. What class do they play? Because that might be a factor too. If they play a class that might have a more difficult-ish rotation, that's something to consider. How well do they do with handling mechanics? Should they be like a Beastmaster Hunter instead? Because that frees them up in a lot of ways. I started this, right? Yo! Oh, they just don't aggro. Okay. Sure. Okay. Just let them do their thing. Red Paladin here, but they are disabled, so there's an extra layer to this. Mechanics are fine. Rotation is not. Okay. I mean, I would double check too. I'm not knowledgeable. I can't really speak for Red at all, but I would double check and to see like, okay, is there like a simple spec that they can pull up? Something that's easy, requires fewer buttons, although it's pretty pared down as it is. But then from there, the one, in a month, one button rotation will do it. I think really talking to them and being like, hey, I want you to bring your best, but there's going to be a point where I might have to ask you to step out for this one. And then, hey, after the patch, it'll get a lot better. Or once everyone else is used to it, then then we can bring you back in. Because we want you to be here, but I also want to kill bosses. So. Yeah, I remember like all this stuff. I thought they would start running sooner, so maybe I just wasn't close enough because I know they got to do like the other side as well. Oh, the days. I remember the days when I was first trying to solo this, and it was, difficult. It'd be kind of nice to have that, but I don't know what I would want to get out of it. Like, by that I mean, if it felt soloable but difficult to solo, like there was an actual challenge to it. But what would I want out of it? I don't know. It potentially opens up the game for like all sorts of possibilities. But if what we get out of it isn't great, then no one's gonna give a shit. They're just gonna be like, no, I'm gonna do the easy mode and just leave it like that. And I wouldn't want them to take away this, this kind of fast farm. It's like, yeah, I just want to get the transmog and whatever, just want to have it. No big deal. Oh man, my legs are like all sorts of tore up. Ooh. Sorry, I'm trying to stretch as well. Let's see if there's any news. Any news? Nope. Maybe Friday. Anyone else on the Peter trying out the one button rotation for their class? Like I tried the prot one, I'm like, okay, cool, this gets the basics down. But of course, nothing to do with rotation and trying to maximize your consecration usage or weaving that in to try to do like the super explosive consecration that lightsmiths can do, and when's a good time to use your hero thing. And it doesn't really factor in that stuff, but I wasn't learning about other classes. I only messed around with paladins and beastmaster hunters, and BM seems to get the basics down. It handles, I believe it handled bestial wrath too, if I'm not mistaken. They mess with the cooldown of the one button again? Oh, what is it now? Last I checked, it was a 0.3 second delay. By the way, I worked at Blizzard for 5 years. We definitely are fans of consecrators like yourself. That's dope. That's dope. Which parts of Blizzard did you work for? And what tea can you spill? Just messing. But yeah, what part do you do? That way we can yell at you and say, oh, it's your fault. So you're the one. You did that. Got it. They changed it to a percentage thing. What do you mean by percentage thing? Oh, 25%. Oh. Interesting. I want to take a look at that. As a graphic designer. So maybe we can get a word on new heroes, new maps, OMG. New collabs, oh my god. One thing I asked one of the developers during the celebration thing. I was like, dude, it'd be so dope. And they pretty much said no, or they doubt this is ever gonna happen. I'm like, dude, we need to do like more like, cross collaborations with stuff. You know how you see all sorts of collaborations these days with like everything. I was like, dude, do that. And maybe we'll, it would be cool, like if they, were to like stick in the Blizzard family, of course, and there was like some cool, in the trading post, you would see like some Overwatch thing or a Diablo thing happen. Like we saw a little tiny bit of that, but if they were to embrace it a little bit more and have like a trading post thing, I think that'd be kind of cool too. I think it'd be reaching way too far if they were to try and make it so like, oh, let's do something that's in like the Microsoft family of games too. It would be, I think that would be cool, but totally doubt that they would make that happen. Okay, so what does it say? DCD of abilities used to the single button system is 25% longer. So, not exactly. What is the normal global cooldown thing? Because if anything, this kind of alludes to it's affected by haste a little bit. Let me go to target dummy real quick. I can see if they're doing a crossover with Microsoft, but nothing else. Yeah, and for like, for all the obvious reasons. But I'm also thinking like, I don't know if they would do it with like anything that isn't like super first party. I mean, like I still look at Blizzard under Microsoft as like a second party developer, if that means anything. But oh, the thing's here too. Oh, didn't realize that. This is the thing, right? This is the uh oh no, this is the emissary thing. Okay. Oh, I know nothing about this. So you pick up the wanted thing, and then I go here. Nope, like I go here. Okay, I swear, like I know people are telling me it's red, but it makes it look orange. Okay, so kill those dudes, and I eventually get these things. Okay, well, that's not so hard. Good, man. Okay, where's the... Okay, so here's that one with some extras. Whoops. Yeah, it looks more red when it's not against like the brown backdrop, and I don't have to deal with like the lighting and stuff. And for some reason, no legs. I guess those aren't set up yet. Yeah, they're not fully set up yet. All right, nice and easy. Too bad they're not cross-class thing. That'd be sick. I'd totally sport like the warrior stuff if I could. Did I ask him about playable ogres and Naga? No, I did not. I did not. Been asking for ogres for years in Mogu. I still want Valazar. Or Vrykul, or whichever. But I'm gonna say Valazar. I think Valazar is like the best fit for like that sort of if you want that sort of body type. Alright, wait, that dude dropped the thing. I should actually loot this dude. Because I want Gothic, and yeah, I might as well kill them since I'm here. On Skinny Nerubians, Gothic was so cool to have them as a rogue or a shadow priest. It'd be cool, but I wonder like how it would work. Like, if you put on a pair of gloves, would the gloves apply to all 4 arms? Or would it only apply to like 2, and then the other 2 they just like stay naked or something? That'd be kind of weird. I guess I got Touch of the Horde. You want. Valazar would be awesome. You know, and setting up is so easy. Odin just says, "Alright, it's my Valazar. Go and fight for whoever you want, do whatever you want, have a good time. And then when you die, come back and tell me the tale, regale as we drink and be merry." And that's it. That's the Allied Quest thing. It's just because Odin feels like it. An Nerubian Fury Warrior? Oh, that would be sick. Quad wield? That'd be hella fun. You know, I can kind of see, like, if there was an Nerubian thing, there would be like a 0.5% chance, like, just a ridiculously low chance of there being, like, kind of a Wind Fury attack, like an extra hit. But something, something very chill. Nothing that's crazy. He's such a controlling dude, she'd never do that. Good point. But I'd love for him to do it. Okay, so to do this, I need Galoose and Grovelous, I think. I think I'm going to Construct next, right? It's a shame they don't listen to what people want and just go, bam, here's another dwarf race. I mean, at the same time, like, how would you fit something else? Like, would you want to break lore so that way they can force Tortolin and Naga in there? Or Tuskar or whatever? Yeah, War Within, Tuskar race, Near Allied race. Okay, so, you know, I bet you one of the questions that would come up is, you know, hey, here we are, we're doing this stuff in Khazalgar, we're dealing with all this other stuff, but Earthen aren't being an allied race? That makes no sense at all. You know, so we would just get that sort of reaction instead. Centaur Paladin? Okay, that's a first. I have never heard. This is the first time I'm hearing someone wanting a Centaur Paladin. That would suck, because what would their charger mount be? Nothing. Right? Their charger mount would be more like a racial thing, where they just go faster. And that's it. I am the mount I refuse. No way. If anything, it should be like I get a chariot attachment. That'd be sick. Or I just get on a mount. That would be hilarious. Yeah. Yeah. So it would be like one of those horse trailers. So when I mount up, I run into like one of those horse trailers, and then someone in a pickup truck. You know, that's the mount. And they just take me around. Boom. Nailed it. Come on, bracers. Bracers? Doesn't look like bracers. Oh well. A goblin pickup truck? Yeah, I'll take that. Be sick. They could literally add any race and make it without ruining lore, since they did it with Volpira. Also, some of the Sureki were against Zaltaf and aided us, so we can get them as allies. Yeah, but notice how you didn't mention Tuskar, Naga, Valajar. You know, it just has to make sense. That's all. Oh yeah, this way. Ah! It's been a little while since I've done this raid. Actually, no, not that long. Maybe like a couple months. Okay, so I think it's just Bluth. Do I need Gravulus too? No, because that's not next. It's like something else. Who's up? Thaddeus is the last guy, I think. Here, I'll kill him real quick. I defeated gods and NPCs still don't know me. The game doesn't make sense. But have they seen... Well, here's the thing, though. They don't have the internet. There's no Azeroth internet, right? Not everyone knows your picture. But if you consider a place like the Order Halls, well, that's a different vibe. They definitely know who you are, in that case. And I think that's cool. Like, you think about it, like, what does the regular citizen of Orgrimmar or Stormwind, you know, what do they know? They don't know shit. Ah! Let's go. That worked, right? Okay. Alright, where am I going next? Where? Oh, God, Dragon Soul. Okay. How about somewhere else? Can I think Nighthold is a place I could still go to. I think. Reach in. Here we go. Nighthold. I'm going to normal. Nighthold. Oh wait, well, I don't know what I'm getting. That's right. That was one of the confusing things. So instead, Hellfire Citadel. All right, Hellfire Citadel it is. So I'm going to Zul'Harrak and Hellfire High Council. So that is. Look, I'm not doing the whole thing, but I'm doing a lot of it on normal, right? Hellfire Citadel it is. Hope we can bring some garrison NPCs to the player housing. Canonically, are they even like still here? Are they able to come back, or are they just like stuck there now? Because last I recall, canonically, like we are cut off from Draenor. Ever since and I think it was the Maghar recruitment quest that kind of set that up. Because we were able to like do a quick visit to Draenor post Warlords, and we got what we got. I think that was it. They did Yrel dirty? Oh, they made her dirty. That's what made her even hot. Yrel can't just be a goody two-shoes the whole time. That's boring, I'd say. I say they made her a little bit more interesting. You know, they gave kind of a twist on the whole hero's journey, where it's like, she's growing up, getting into this new role of hers, becoming a hero, blah blah blah. Still feels like the hero, but it turns out she's fulfilling the will of like this the Naru, who don't necessarily have like evil intentions, but they're just like extreme. And extremism is it's one of those gray areas that don't seem gray from the outside, but when you're like in it, that distinction gets blurred. We're doing buddy. I joined a crusade though. I mean, she's hot, so it's like, how do you resist? Have die here, or is it live long to be the? I mean, yeah, there's lots of there's a lot of nuance to that, but it's true. In that kind of trope, those sorts of up and coming villains, they have this like sense of like what's best and what's correct, and that's why I'm looking forward to what happens after the World Soul Saga. Like I've been predicting like, oh, okay, maybe we'll see something cool with the Arathi Empire, where the Empire, like, they know what they've done for their side of the world, and how they've through their own tactics and maybe brutality and just a little hint of racism or whatnot, they were able to maintain peace. and all that, and then they look at a place like Eastern Kingdoms, Kalimdor, and the place on across the world, and thought, oh, we know how to do this, or we know what's right. We can bring peace to this troubled realm. And it's not even so much, oh, we're going to kill everyone, or we're going to initiate the cataclysm, or have a void lord eat the place. We're just going to win people over. So effectively, it's not like the Arathi Empire would be like the bad guys. They would be antagonists to the folks here and to us, the players. So that makes them the bad guys. It's like, hey, there's there's red text over their head. I'm gonna fucking kill them. And they drop loot. Very important. But thematically, it may not necessarily be like this automatic good versus evil sort of thing. It might be a bit more complicated. How many Draenei Sims join her only because of those hooves? Them hooves, man. Nexi. Which was did she have the Orcs of Draenor won on War of Extinction against the Draenei? Well, I thought by the end, they kind of not got over it, but by the end they were kind of like on the road to improving on that. I'm trying to remember the conflict that happened there. What drove the orcs to want to, take out basically the alien invaders? I thought there was like some conflicts, or there's some incidents that made it seem bad. I forget though. It's been a while. I told them they would win, but I thought there were like actual incidents that happened. I'm trying to remember, like a shipment or like some sort of attack that was. Yeah, I don't remember. Oh well. Like it's really starting to blur. I'm not sure if it was like from the original conflict or the Warlords conflict. Wasn't the whole genocide of Draenei was because of Gul'dan following orders from the Legion? Yeah, that was the original conflict. But we're kind of sort of talking about Warlords, so things get kind of like iffy there. If anything, the Orc versus Draenei thing during Warlords wasn't the same kind of genocide as the one that took place in the original timeline, right? There's no Road of Glory in Warlords, right? Oh yeah, I gotta run the thing. Oh, I totally forgot about that. So I think I only have to do like 2, and then I'm done. So I'll do one more just in case. Unless I wipe, then I'm just gonna feel totally humiliated. Yeah, okay. So just one. Pretty sure the Warlords War really was just orcs being given a taste of conquest and really liking it. It was like when the Alliance were setting Volpera on fire, my paladin. Oh, did they? Damn, that's fucking brutal. I'm reminded of a Legion quest. It was a leveling quest. Y'all might not remember this one, but I remember this one fondly because it's one of the few quests that got me like really like emotionally riled up. Um, in Stormheim, you meet a couple of High Mountain Tauren that are like, "Hey, what's up, dude? You know, we're just vibing here. We're like hunting, you know, gathering stuff, having a good time. You know, we could use your help though. You know, if you want to pick up some stuff and, you know, cool." So you go and you pick up some stuff, you gather whatever it is, and then you come back and you see some goblins there instead. Like, hey, what's up, man? You know, oh yeah, those Tauren, yeah, they went somewhere and blah blah blah. But then there's clear signs that they were just murdered and they hid the bodies or whatever. And so eventually you wise up to this and you basically avenge their deaths by going after these goblins that took them out. Those were one of the few times that I was like, oh, that really like kind of hit me emotionally because it's like, dude, these are just like some innocent cow dudes doing their thing in their homeland, and then these guys come in, they just murder their faces. It's fucked up, man. Okay, so where am I going? I am going for... I'm on a mission to take out Zul'Farrak and the High Council. So, High Council is this way. And that's all I remember. I think it's this way. Yeah, there's like a couple dudes, and I think they're to the left. Yeah. So, well, let's just hope for the best. It was a great quest line. I just felt vindicated once I finished it. You know, this was before flying was a thing. I think. Yeah, we didn't have Pathfinder yet. So like I remember we're going after these goblins and we're climbing up some airship or whatever. So I'm vaulting up these rock formations, and it was like raining and it was stormy, and I was like, yeah, it's raining, man. I ain't crying. It's just raining. And then we take out the goblins out. That felt good. That felt good. Boop. One question that was hard for me was the DK starting gym because you had to knock out innocent men and women. That was dark, man. You know, just a video game, but it's like you're straight up murdering hella people and raising them to kill other people. So I need Aldrins? Is that what I need? No. Okay, it's not those. So the other one I needed is Zul'Farrak, I believe. Zul'Farrak, alright. What brings in my farm? I'm going for tier sets. Going for some tier sets. Oh, that reminds me to check for that shield too. So there's a lot of tier set appearances that I haven't finished. Oh, no, I take that back. I managed to complete quite a few of them lately. Like I finished one of these today, right? I forget which one now. Does anyone want a tuxedo that's all armor types and not just cloth? That'd be cool. I mean, there's like a cool shirt. So like, there's a certain vibe you can pull off. Like, I don't think I have an outfit for it, but you know, let me use this guy. So, not exactly a tuxedo thing, but one thing I really liked was this one shirt that you get off the trading post. So it has this purple thing to it. Yes, like this one, you have like this kind of dinner jacket kind of thing to it. And then there are um, just kind of plainer black pants or brown pants that you can pull out. So like for example, these that aren't like a perfect match. I think there's like another set somewhere. I think it's those, something like that. So one of these sets can possibly. I think I had something like this set up, and then I just wanted to get like kind of a nicer belt to have that. That kind of looks like shit. So probably like this, and then something with a bit more contrast to it that will hide this well. No, something simple. If I can find something simple. Yeah, some of these are just like way too thick. But it's cool that we've been seeing more and more plain style belts. Like, give me a black leather belt of sorts. Like something like this can maybe work. Although that's blue, that's kind of awkward. Yeah, let's see. That could no, I don't like that either. But you know what I'm talking about, or you kind of get what I'm trying to show here. And then for shoes, there's like those shoes, but I'm not too fond of those. I want something with like a bit more texture, so like these. These boots wouldn't be so bad. I think I prefer like the ones that are a bit more dark. Um, do 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 do. No. But it's out there. You can change it up and just be like, yeah, let me get these weird spiky things. Yes. But lots of variety. Pick up the Winter's Veil outfits because the pants outfit look like normal jeans. Yeah, that'd be one of them. What I've been trying to finish the pally set for making 40. All I need is a damn braces to drop from the ooze boss. You need frost powers to kill. I have to literally bring in my frosty K with my pally to kill it. Well, you have to bring your frosty K with the pally to kill it? You know, I wonder if I'm getting some of that wrong. Hold on. Because there is that AQ set. I wonder if I'm doing it right. So I want the Gauntlets of the Righteous Champion. So I guess I do need to, yeah, I'm gonna look this up. Like, do I have to use something for it? Or can I possibly unlock it? No, I think this is like the straight up gear. Yeah. So I can just, so I should be able to farm this directly. It's not like it only drops if I'm on a paladin. Yeah. Maybe I'll go there after this. T-shirt, jacket, cargo pants, work boots, engineering goggles. I'm cool with casual. I like casual sets. You know, or just things that are like kind of dressed down. Like if you take that new Arathi set that came out and just take off the shoulders and the helmet, then you know I think that's a very cool vibe. So like you would take somewhere around here. Not those, not those. Almadarius, thanks, dude. Forget your sub while you're out until the ads hit me, right? That'll do it. That'll do it. All right, so where is that stuff? I thought it was. I thought the filter was under Arathi stuff. Or is it Howlfall? Yeah, it is. So yeah, so just having something like this is hella cool. And the cool thing about the chest is that the chest, it includes like these arm plates. I'm sorry, these kind of shoulder plates, but they don't really cover like the shoulder. It's more like just kind of like the upper arm. But it still gives you that kind of like thicker, that thicker look. And then it balances out too because you have like the scarf looking thing up top there. But I think that's cool. And you got and at least the way the pants are constructed, like you have like these lighter pants down here with the overcoat like thing on it. Yeah. Oh my god! It's Tali and friends. Hey, what's up, dude? And what's up to everyone? Hey, it's Soul. We're just chilling. Earlier in stream, I was talking shit. So, talking some match. And then there's this. I was talking about you. I was talking shit about you too. No, just kidding. No, but I was telling folks, you know, we all went to dinner and then and how we felt. Me and my wife felt bad that Tally paid for dinner. I'm like, oh, we felt like one of those people who are like, oh, let's order like a big meal and let the other dude pay for it. You know, it's kind of scummy, but we ended up like not doing it. And we didn't see you, Thundas. I was asking him about you. I was asking Tally about you. I'm like, dude, where's he at? I didn't see you at the celebration at all. After we parted ways. But I hope you had a good time. I do hope you had a good time while you're there. You owe me drinks. Cool. I'm good with that. I'm a tequila guy, for the most part. Just as a bit of a preview. You got out of line thinking I wouldn't get in? No, you got out of line. Yo. So did you get in at all? Am I tentatively planning to go to BlizzCon 2026? Yes, I am tentatively planning to go. I'm gonna make a gamble, and this will be the first time that I don't buy tickets. And I'm going to just hope that my privilege lets me in. Otherwise, I'll be like absolutely heartbroken. Okay, which one do I take again? Okay, that takes me. Wait, what's this one? What would this take me? I guess home? Kirin Tor Portal? I guess that takes me to Warspirit, but I don't want to go there. I want to go to Upper Citadel because I want to fight Zul'Harrak in hopes of transmoggy stuff. I got a question for you about how you get from the Delves. Melvin, are you talking about the thing that's not out yet? Because if you're talking about the special belt, that's not going to be out until the next patch. So. It's not. I want it now. Yeah. I was getting me finally. Oh, nice! Yay! I'm the worst. I'm not going to do a great job of connecting names to faces or like Twitch names to faces, but no, it was very, very cool. Seeing a lot of folks just come up to me and be like, "Oh my god, you're so," I'm like, "Oh my god, you recognize me!" Ah. One of the funnier things that I recall from the celebration was we all got like these hats. We got these white hats, and we can decide like what we want to have embroidered on them, whether it's like a 30th anniversary logo or a Horde or Alliance kind of thing. Most people chose like Horde or Alliance for the most part. And then one person went up to Taliesin and was like, "Hey," and I think he was asked to draw like a little hippopotamus thing on the hat. And I was like, okay, that's cool. So people were just kind of watching like Tally, spend long seconds doing the quick sketch and putting that together. Maybe I have a feeling it's not the first time that he's done it. You're the Joker with Mr. Dime most of the time. You're the taller dude with Kel cosplays the incredible Android. Dude! Oh, dude! I could have swore, like, you look familiar. I'm like, he looks like some sort of actor or something like that. Because that shit looked legit. I'm like, does he look like a football player who I've seen or something like that? Dude, yeah. Dude, y'all gotta check out that Kel cosplay, dude. He had this whole Anduin getup. Here, let me show a picture. And I hope I'm getting this right. So here, there it is. Yeah. Tell me this is you. Tell me if I'm wrong or not. That shit was like legit. It was dorky as hell too. Like they were like throwing out shirts and like little prizes or whatnot from the stage. It was very cool. Very, very cool. Didn't they give you a mismatched hat? A mismatched hat? I don't know if it was mismatched. A bunch of people tell me I look like Travis Kelce. Oh, shit. You know what? I think that might be it. Damn, I think that might be it. I'm sorry, dude. What a disrespect to you. Next time I'll be like, hey, you know that Travis dude? That totally looks like this Anduin cosplayer that we saw. There we go. Yeah, I'm gonna try doing that next time. Just so I can give the proper respect. Taylor Swift fans be damned. Alright, we're doing Zoharok real quick. Question chat, do you also have the issue that any new stream you enter, even via raids, reloads like 10 to 20 seconds after? It's not too bad, but it's quite annoying when you start typing. Oh, that's kind of doo-doo. If that's the case. You were the dork with Misthodine most of the time. The tall, and we were talking about Boston, right? That was you. And you were with the shorter, lovelier person whose name I forgot. I was trying to remember what her name is. What did she say she was doing? She was streaming at an Alienware booth in PAX or something like that. Laria. There we go. Yeah. See, names to faces. I think I tried following her on Twitch. Let me double check. Layria. Cool. And follow. There we go. Now I'll remember forever. See, good, I did remember. I'm not gonna remember Kija D0 or Kijad 0. I'm not gonna remember that so well, but I'll do my best. Let's make sure that is there. Sorry, my chat's all acting goofy now. Alright, fixed. Woo! Oh yeah, I'd love to go to BlizzCon again, if possible. I wonder if I am not 100% sure if Blizzard is going to go to Gamescom as well. Because you think about it, there's no BlizzCon this year, sadly. Did I get anything? I got plate wrists. I think I got something. Oh shit. No. Priorities. Racers, Bridge, Scott. Cool. Okay, so I'm getting there. And then what do I need from Mythic? Same thing on Mythic. Oh, you know, that shouldn't be so bad. I think I can easily... Okay, let's just die. And see where I end up. Cool. So let's do the Mythic thing, if I can. Wait, so then, so what did you do? Did you make it inside at all? Or am I just going to be disappointed? I hope you made it in. No! Oh, you could have gotten a hat. Dude, you could have gotten little little creature things, eh? Like the cat thing or the boomkin thing. Yeah, these were cute. And a shirt. Hey. You completely left. Completely left. That is tragic. Thank you, by the way, for gifting. That's huge. That is huge, huge, huge. Thank you, man. Um, and on Juno Roulette. And why am I hearing? Why am I hearing the Final Fantasy thing? Victory thing. That's so odd. Anyway, roulette. Let's go. Oh, God. Cool. Nice. It's been judging me since I got home. Yeah, dude. Because it's like, that's like the reason to go. You know? Or maybe you could have been like, you could have called Tally up and be like, yo, hook me up. Like, let me the fuck in. Something like that. Oh, that sucks. That's so doo-doo. The Gandalf's gonna give up his throne and change his armor at midnight. I wonder if it might change before that though. But if anything, it'll be like, okay, that'll be a lot to put together. Here you go. Cal can dress like this. A true champion of Azeroth. Couldn't care less what is being worn or not. Okay, so I'm going to. Okay, I can easily get to Zul'Farrak. Yay! I still have a lot to. I guess I still have like the other quest thing to unlock though, right? Like I talked to this dude, and then there's like some more to do, but I guess I'm not getting a quest. Yeah, I'll let him do his thing and see if there's that quest I can pick up. Like, here's how neglectful I am. Like, I'm just bad at doing these unlocks, man. Stormwind becomes a part of the Arathi Empire. You know, it would be kind of, that'd be wild. Oh, I didn't even start the quest. Genius. It'd be pretty wild if, like, Arathi were to, like, not Arathi, if Anduin were to, like, oh, that's why. She's playing a thing. Oh, her stream's playing. Okay, that's why I was hearing stuff. That was, I knew I was losing my mind for a reason. Yeah, sorry. I don't know if you guys could hear that, right? No. I was like hearing Final Fantasy sounds randomly, like, oh, Larry's stream's playing. That's what it was. Alright. I'm no longer insane. Let's go for Zul'Farrak, who is this way. They'd be kind of wild. Stormwind gets annexed and becomes, you know, no, I don't think it would be Stormwind. I think it would be like Arathi Highlands that suddenly becomes like this new territory that's just dropped in the middle of the Eastern Kingdoms, and it becomes like the first front, right? Yeah, shoot, geographically. Okay, so as far as we know, you know, west of Kalimdor is. Actually, wait, does anyone know that? Any good WoW geographer lore people out there? Where is the Arathi Empire? Because I remember there were like, you know, these kind of small allusions that that hinted, oh, it's west of this or it's east of that or something like that. Anyone know? West of Kalimdor? Is that what most folks are saying? Okay. Because I'm thinking like, who's to say like the Arathi Empire just doesn't approach from the east, right? And they like immediately like they land like right here in the Arathi Islands and be like, yep, we're gonna take this bitch. This shit's ours now. Ooh, imagine the Plunderstorm map that we would get afterwards. Oh, I feel bad for Arathi Islands, man. They're just exchanging hands like all the time. Sad, sad song. I'm counting on it, Cal. I'm absolutely counting on it. It'll be fun. I have like a dream. It's just a dream. I was told nothing about this. You know, I have a dream that like, you know, after this whole saga's over, that we go to the Arathi Empire, but we only see like a piece of it. Like we go to like this northern half of the Arathi Empire because the continent is like so big and vast. It's not gonna be like, oh, it's a little baby, you know, little baby island, and that's the Arathi Empire. Yay! Nah, man, I want it to be like, I want it to be like Kalimdor big, or like almost Kalimdor sized, like something huge, right? But then we only see like, you know, a chunk of it during one expansion, and then we see the other chunk during the second expansion, and then the third expansion, it just kind of like it encompasses like all the areas because like some new developments happen, or you know, something like that. I think that'd be awesome. So it doesn't have to be as big as Kalimdor, but maybe like almost as big, because these zones are like pretty small by comparison. That'd be sick, because it would be a way for them to introduce like these larger, grand, epic land masses again without making it feel like they have to cram an entire expansion's worth of story and quest and whatnot into that. And did I get it here? Cloak, mantle, Gengar. Nope, sadness. Just sadness and disappointment. Alright. I know there's quite a few people who being like, Arathi Empire bad, but I'm here for it. No, I want them to. Well, like I said, I don't want them to be like the bad guys, like they're out to kill us, but they're more like they're just out to, you know, they're an antagonist. They're folks that have a different ideology that makes us want to resist that somehow, some way. To me, I think that's I find that to be more fun than simply, oh, they're evil, something like that. I don't want it to feel quite that simple. Until I see Anduin's new armor, I'm working on a mage scroll prop where the runes light up, and I have most of Terralion. So, oh, you have Terralion Sword. Oh, that's sick. That's so cool. It's so cool, and yet Terralion's outfit overall, it feels hokey. You know, because it's like, oh, it's got to have like these really bright glows, and it's got to have like this kind of flare up here in the shoulders and everything. You know, and that's cool. But at the same time, like I would love to see a bit more of a like a casual look to, or like a casual vision of like Army of the Light stuff, because like you only see him in that armor. You never see him in anything else yet, and I hope that they do like some updates to that in Midnight. That'll be sick. Like give me some early concept art or something like that to start working with. That'd be sweet. It'd be interesting to see how global events change the Arathi Empire's landscape like that. Yeah, dude. I was joking the other week. Like, you know, what happened to like the parts of the world that Sargeras actually touched in the last moments of Legion? You know, when he was like cradling the damn thing like it's a panda holding onto a beach ball or something like that. It's like, is there like a big old handprint on this large landmass? It's like, oh shit. Whoops. Am I an achievement hunter? No, not really. I'm interested in the meta stuff, you know, when it suits me. Because like for example, getting the meta for Shadowlands, I wanted to get that before I couldn't anymore, or at least supposedly I couldn't get it anymore. I definitely wanted the other one, Dragonfly. I wanted that one because you got the big puppy. So you're damn right I'm going to be going for that one. For War Within, we have yet to see it. There's still a lot going on. but I'm not really in a rush. No, once I get like the context and all that stuff, then I'm going to have all my regrets. Oh my god, I should have started sooner and all that. But before that, no, not really. Did I get the BFA one? Nope, I did not. I think Anduin's going to fall in love and marry Fair and Lothar and unite the human empires. That'd be kind of cool too. But if I recall, like, isn't Farron kind of like rejecting her noble heritage or something like that? That's what that's how I kind of remember it. It's worked again, peasant platform. Oh, is it? Oh, that's lame. Because I see your chat, Winky. I'm just not caught up, so I barely got to your line. Has anyone noticed in the cinematic where Zero was against Illidan and when he blasted Trelling's eyes had a Lego removed from them, like he was cleansed from her influence? I don't know if that was so much the glow going away or the explosion of her getting blasted. Like that explosion faded away. Maybe I'm not remembering correctly. I mean, they can bring Trelling's whole outfit next year. It depends on whether Blizzard contracts as a specific person. So maybe you don't need to talk about this stuff because I'm sure you have to sign stuff with Blizzard too. Like do they give you like directions or do they tell you like how to make it or give you like design stuff or do they just kind of let you do your own thing? And I guess more importantly, like um maybe it's with other professional cosplayers and stuff where we're like, okay, we're gonna give spoilers. You know, these are spoilers, but they're contracting people to make and wear those things. Like, I wonder if they would do that with like single person cosplayers like yourself. You have a lot to do for the big pupper. Oh yeah, it's a big one. The BFA one though, I've barely done any damage to it. Like, let's see, like where am I at on this thing? I'm pretty bad. So Farewell to Arms, I'm like this far, and I know the really big one is I'm on Island Time and War Stories. Those are like the big ones. Megadon, that's still gonna be a while. I think I'm almost done, but then there are ones that are just like kind of holding me back. Um, but Island Time is like the big one because you got to do a whole lot of zone content for both factions, and I ain't done none of them. Or at least I haven't done the Alliance stuff. Mostly wanted me to do was see what version I was making to see if they wanted it. It was very relaxed. That's cool. Nice. Yeah, I am gonna be curious about like Midnight though, because yeah, they gotta have some sort of model change. Like it's been Legion was 10 years ago, and Trelling's model hasn't changed. Illyria's model has changed, so they can't not do Trellian, assuming that he's going to be like a kind of a central part of that expansion. I hope he is, because he's cool, but he hasn't done much. I mean, maybe we'll see like some political stuff since he's like kind of sort of running the human faction at the moment. All right. So where else am I gonna go? I got like an hour. Oh wait, wrong filter. Not cool. Oh, I guess I'm going to Dragon Soul. Because I just did Mythic, right? Yeah, I just did Mythic. Oh boy. So Traxian, Morchok. I think I have to do like almost the whole thing. Because I forgot which one drops this one. Battle Plate. Radiant. Glories. So that comes from... Doesn't say. Shit. Sold by... I'll figure this out. Or maybe not. Nope, I will. Chest of the Corrupted Conqueror. Okay, so it is Ultraxon. Okay, so I did remember correctly. Okay, I'm going... I guess I'm going there. Like Bane. Poor Bane. Legend has it he's still sitting in the Shadowlands, just still traumatized from the past, man. His mommy crystal was shattered. Trial needs some love. They need to stop with the Malfurion treatment. Well, oh, isn't him just like being put on the shelf? Well, I mean, Trial, he's just been, I guess, busy. You know, I'm busy. I'm running the kingdom. Yo, I ain't got time for laundry, that sort of thing. I also got the sense that Anduin was going to fight for his throne back. It could be. I wonder because, you know, Faerun and you know the association with the Urathi Empire, like, are they going to be seen as like this immediate antagonist to Stormwind? I don't know. I didn't play through the stuff on the PTR yet, so I don't know what Faerun's relationship with what's his name? Daneth. Daneth? Is it Danath or Daneth? Daneth, Danath, whatever. I'm not sure what their relationship is, but it kind of it kind of makes me wonder, like, you know, is she going to act on as like kind of sort of an ambassador to the Urathi Empire? Is there going to be like some sort of like political relationship between these two countries, I guess? Because in Azeroth, they don't even really refer to themselves as countries necessarily, more like just like kingdoms, empires, that sort of thing. And I'm going to Dragon Soul. Yay, my favorite. Like the new Illyria model, shame we don't have armors like that. Dude, that armor's hot. She looks good. I remember when I first saw it, I was like, yep, wallpaper. Instantly. What's disappointing that he tossed Malfurion away during the Emerald Dream patch, but knowing Malfurion's power level, he probably would have just sold it for rock and called it a day. I think he should have gotten hurt. Instead of just kind of like, hey, we gotta trade characters real quick. I thought that was awkward. I think if he got like blasted, like, you know, there's a big attack or something like that, and Farok was about to like roast everyone. Trallian comes in, saves the day, but gets cooked. You know, taken out of the fight. And also maybe like, you know, maybe be a little something to kind of weaken Farok to where he is vulnerable, so that way it doesn't feel so unbelievable that, yes, you know, 10 plucky heroes were able to take down one of the great incarnates of ancient times and stuff. That it could have been written that way. They decided differently, and we decided to hate it. Or to give criticism. Constructive criticism. Let's go. I almost thought Anduin and Bolvar's daughter were going to be a couple. Oh, I think people were just looking for anyone to ship Anduin with. They were like, oh my god, look, it's Tess Greymane. They're going to get married. Oh my god, it's Talia Dragon. A woman. They're going to hook up. You know, then it's Destiny. Oh look, Rathian's back. Dude, Anduin and Rathian, they're finally going to get together. This is it. Yeah, so I think people are just, you know, maybe people are just looking for like some sort of like happy moment for Anduin where it's like, hey, you know, let's get off the getting kidnapped and going through the trauma of being possessed and, you know, dealing with all that. Let's just give him a happy moment where he just like can knock boots, right? And people were talking about, dude, Jaino and Anduin, who knows? It could happen. Maybe it would be like a political marriage. I'll be like, that's weird. That's really weird. But yeah, people say whatever. And then now we have Faerun Lothar. Will he find true love? Or are we just gonna keep shipping until we get one right, and then we'll be like, we knew it. We knew it. She's basically an onto him. That's the point, Kel. That's the point. That's making it so awkward. But no, I do think that there's like, pretty appropriate ways on how to shelve a character, depower him a little bit. So I'm glad how they did it with Greymane. I like that. I like how they did it with Malfurion and uh, Tyrande as well. It's like, hey, you know what? We're just gonna, we're gonna chill now. And then with Greymane, it's like I'm clearly old, and I am not an elf, so, bro, I ain't gonna stick around for that long. You know what I mean? It's not often in the Warcraft universe where you can actually retire. Thrall tried it, failed. He's back, sucker. Um, and no, and with Turalyon and I'm sorry, not Turalyon, with Malfurion and Toronto being ageless, they'll come back. But I think with Greymane, I think we're gonna approach like some tail end, and he's either going to get like a nice hey, I died at old age kind of thing, or maybe he'll like have like one last moment, like that's it. I don't know. But I think that's important to have because we hold on. This franchise is old. It's been around for a long ass time, and there's got to be like a moment, those moments where people will find that final resolution where characters can simply, fade away. But fans don't like that either. We're very mixed on that. People keep applying antiquated or specifically European medieval concepts to WoW. That's not fantasy. What would you say specifically? What are you referring to? I thought Talia was Kelly's daughter and therefore the heir to Lordaeron that the Scarlet Crusade referred to. Yeah, I know there were like rumors on that too, Dragon. And maybe that's something that they wanted to allude to that will eventually flesh out and become a thing, or maybe not. Maybe it won't be like them crazy. One of the things that Blizzard talked about over the weekend is how I guess the freedom or the opportunity the World Soul Saga gives them is that they can start stories that don't necessarily have to end right now. So, for example, Undermine. The Undermine story largely is over, but it's not like Undermine the city will never revisit or never go back to. There's like other tunnels from Undermine that might take us to like other places. Maybe it won't be like a big patch story, but it'll be something that is important to some narrative that's going to happen next time. It's like, hey, goblins, they've done, they're capable of a lot of stuff, including messing with like some Titan related things. Can they possibly be employed again to do something sometime in midnight or during Last Titan? It's like arranged marriages is something that happens to main characters or treating the Church of the Light like the Catholic Church, and then there's also the complaints about darker skin tones on humans and so on and so forth. I mean, for me, that's kind of like a red flag when people talk about skin tones and what have you. It's like, okay, dude, we got like walking cows, we got gnomes and dwarves and, scaled dudes, but I'm gonna draw the line when we see that these people are darker skin. That makes no sense to me. Like, I don't think that really comes from a good place. So I tend to not take those conversations very seriously. Unless they happen to stumble on something that is interesting, but for the most part, just say what you want to say, I wonder if there are. I guess we haven't seen orcs of different skin tones, have we? We've just seen brown and green now. Like that's it. So yeah, no tans allowed. No regional influences. No genetic tree separations. None of that stuff. Am I trying for the mount? Nah, I'm going for transpawn. Mounts aren't my thing. I I play with a certain degree of freedom, where I'm not really like I don't hang on to that. But I go for transmog. It's a different sort of hell I live in. Red Maghar? Oh yeah, the red orcs. There we go. Like Draenei, they have some. Well, no, that's obvious. Like orcs do have different skin to. Like there's the gray ones too. Yeah, and no one's asking for an explanation for them, but darker skinned humans. Oh my god, that's like so weird. So yeah, if 100 mounts, you use less than 10 of them. Yeah. Because a random mount isn't as fun as random transmog. That I mean? That and someday I want to be able to put up like a dummy in my house and put my dummy and have my dummy wear random transmog too. I keep saying this, like I want to have a hallway where I go down the hallway and it's all like lined with dummies and it's all random transmog, and then by the time you leave you just lose your sanity because it's like just, or you'll get a seizure because it's just like this, it's just too much. It's overload. And I'll love it. But what's funny too is that even though I'm a big proponent of player housing and everything around it, I suck at it. Like the times that I've done it in other games like Fallout and hell like Animal Crossing and stuff like that, I tend to be very minimalist. Like I mostly focus on, I'm just trying to unlock more and more stuff to like expand on things. And then I want to be able to play, with it. But I never really give myself that opportunity. I end up stop playing whatever game that is before long. WoW is different though. I'm like locked in here. It's part of my life, right? It's like it's not even. It's more than. It's beyond like just love for the game. It's like I wake up and I eat, breathe, and sleep this game for the most part. Even though I might not like play it as much or at the same level as other people do, like I like to experience like so much of it. If it isn't the B mount, I'm not interested. There you go. Real quick, I want to hear from chat. Your favorite mounts. Your favorites. I do not have a favorite, straight up. But I will give an example of a favorite. As soon as I can hearth out of here and get on one. Touring Rocket. Very, very strong on the utility. Very, very good map. Very useful when going around with your wife and she's like, okay, give me a ride. And then we just go. This buddy. Easily one of the favorites. This big chonkin' dude. Look at that run. Look at that running animation. He's so chill, dude. Okay, I don't have a particular favorite. Well, no, I use depends on the class I'm playing. I might have specific favorites for specific classes. Oh, no, I feel you. Oh, this is just one of many. Ace taxi lobbies around to fly past for a bit of gold. Oh, wow. Yeah, there were times, well, I've never asked for money, but I would, people would be like, hey, can I get a ride to such and such? And, that's kind of that's like a lamentable thing that's just lost these days. We just don't do that anymore. We simply all can get onto like some flying mount or some fast mount or jump through a portal or whatever and get to where we want to go. So there's a certain disconnect between players because that sort of even the possible dependency, like it's been lessened so much. You know, maybe we'll still see people be like, "Hey, I don't have any hearts available, or whatever. I'm in the middle of nowhere. I need a mage portal or something like that. You know, can someone hook me up?" Or someone who just doesn't have access to a certain place because their character hasn't progressed that far for whatever reason, and they want like a teleport or a summon or something like that. Hey, help me out. The hand. Oh, the hand is a very cool one. The owl cat is also a neat one. My wife liked that one. Celestial Steed. I think one of my more favorite go-to mounts, especially at the start of this expansion, was the charger mounts for paladins. You know, just like the basic horse thing. You know, it's just a horse, but at the same time, I like that it's small. I'm a big fan of smaller mounts, even though like this, you know, this dude's a chonker. Not big on mounts that are too big and otherwise take up too much of the screen. So like during Dragonflight, I was big on the what was it called? The Wilder Drake, the one that starts off as like I think yellow, um, and the one that's basically shaped like a wyvern, as opposed to the Proto Drake, which is cool. It's a very cool mount, but they're hella big too. So that's a bit much. Ashes and the Enchanted Fey Dragon. You know, Fey Dragon, it's not my vibe, but there's a lot of fans of it. I was like, oh, that's surprising. But Ash is a classic too. That was one of those early on. Oh my god, I gotta have that mount, kind of mounts. My wife wanted it, and then I ended up buying her one from the black market. Legion Paladin mount is my always used when I play a paladin. Ah, but which color? Because there are many colors. It's very cool. The Gilded Prowler. The Gilded Prowler. I don't remember that one. Can I like go through here? I think this was a no, not a spot. So like that's okay. That's someone else entirely. Because I think, yeah, I think to get through here. Yeah, wasn't there a path? I think. Okay, there's a path. Ha 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 ha. You tend to forget after a while. Oh, the Lefkers, hey, thank you and fam for joining us. Hey, it's Soul, and I'm just taking a walk, talking about some of your guys' favorite mounts, lamenting. You know, I just came back from Boston yesterday. Actually, I spent a good bit of time there. Had fun. I was sharing some pictures and other fun stuff. Yeah, hey, what's up? Okay, do I go this way? I don't think I go that way, do I? No, 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 no. I gotta go up a path. Okay, I remember this part because that's like some max level stuff from before. But if I wanted to go proceed, I remember I was like doing some questing through here, navigating my way through, and then eventually we make it to Gorgrond. Gorgrond. But I think I did want to go for a transmog thing too. I think there was a place that I wanted to go to, and I just totally slipped my mind. Shields, that's right. Let me switch real quick. Going down memory lane. It's cool. It's cool though. Like, seriously, if you kind of re-experience or just kind of take a walk through the world from the ground, whether it's on your mount or if you're just walking or whatever, you'd surprise yourself with, when you have some memories just kind of rushing back in. Especially when you have the time to like take a look and see the things that you passed by. Okay, so I'm going on this guy. I just want to look for a shield real quick from a certain rare. Oh, and then I'll do AQ. I always use the ground mount when new expansions release. Nice. Nice. I think for midnight, I'll probably do that. I'm trying to wait. Did I do that with War Within? I don't remember. Shit. No, I didn't. But I know that you can. You can definitely experience like the whole leveling thing for War Within. It's just that once you get to the routine and you're doing like repeatable stuff, then it's like, okay, I've been through here before. I'm just gonna get on my mount and fly through. I like the sandstone dragon. I want to see more dragon mounts that you become. So what are the other ones? There's like, I know that there's like some of the cat ones from Warcraft, and I think you just kind of morph into those. Johnny, that's the BFA meta achievement mount. That one it doesn't fly, but that one that one is also considered a form change. And there's like I'm sure there's a one or more that you can think of too. Yeah, Sandstone Drake is cool though. I think that was the first that offered that sort of thing. All right, shop. Onaria. Onaria or Onara? Yeah, OHN Onara. It's that one too. I don't think I got that one. Fully upgraded weapons and trinkets. I need more gilded crests. I still got a long way to go too. I'm just kind of taking it easy. I imagine, or I'm pretty confident that I'm going to just end up accidentally farming up a whole shitload of crests as I'm blasting through visions. I have a little doubt of that. Yeah, so I'll be doing that next week, but then today, no, okay, not today. Over the weekend, I'm gonna be busting my ass and trying to get at least like a basic guide to Orgrimmar and Stormwind. What to look out for. And then like I'll do a basic, yeah. It's gonna take like multiple guides, I think. Like there's gonna be the basic level walkthrough. There's going to be the mask walkthrough. Just like how things feel different, depending on like what sorts of masks you put on, and then like extra shit like how to get the masks, how to get like the mount and put that together. So like 3 guides, but it might take a while for me to put them together. I won't be able to win the race to put them out, I don't think. Work on so many dells and stuff on the main card. I had like 600 carb. Nice. Okay, so I'm going to Silifith. Silifith. Let's go. Yeah, you notice on this character, what am I on? Rocket. Because it's so good. Small, straightforward, easy to see, doesn't make weird ass sounds or confusing animations. I mean, they're cool. Like the Sky Golem. I remember when I first got the Sky Golem, I thought this is the most badass mount. For those who remember that one. A lot of y'all gotta remember that one, especially for those who enjoy gathering. It has like the canopy that shuts, that shuts in. It has the cool animation. It's got the weird flying animation too that came with it. That we haven't. I don't think we've seen that since. But it's just crazy and kind of confusing too. But it was neat. Goblin efficiency. Damn right. Yeah, it was a big favorite of mine for a while. And this is even after the rocket came out, I think. Alright, so I'm here for a pair of gloves. Gloves. Actually, let me do a quick sanity check here. I want to see if it happened to be in like a mailbox of mine. So, no, not here. Okay, cool. That'd be very odd if I happen to have it, and it was just in my mailbox, and I didn't know. Whoops. This bag's cool too. Worth getting. And then next week, the purple one will be released when we do vision stuff. So, like I said, lots of little things to do. Lots of cool guides. Third one's out next week. Are there more than 3? I'm trying to remember. There's red, there's green, there's purple. Is there another one? Is there like an aligned blue one? Ooh, that'd be kind of sexy. Yeah, off the top of my head, I don't remember there being another one. Hmm. Oh no. Help. I'm gonna get... Okay. I've never made it through here without aggroing like everything. I think this will be no different. Oh, this boss is fast. Oh, yeah. Ah! Okay, this time though, I'm just gonna try to rush through and see if I can just make it all the way to that worm dude. Worm dude, that's his name. Well, I mean, there's one bog that I want to get. But it's only from this one guy. The others, I honestly don't. Because I think I have all the other basic appearances. I just don't have the set. I think. Famous last words, and I'm back here again. Someday, watch. Alright. Game time. I'm a shaman, so yeah, I got frost damage. Yeah, I'm spec for like the frost. What is it? Ice strike. There we go. Ice strike and frost shock. Yeah. Now I remember I did this once upon a time on my paladin. It's just too much of a pain in the ass, though. Yeah, it got annoying real quick. Like you need I think I needed like a certain toy, and I needed to have like some faster attack speed stuff. And it was, nah. I think there was like some frost enchants too. But then as a paladin, like your attack speed was only so high anyway. Freeze. Almost there. It is funny though, I'm just pounding the meat out of this thing. There we go. Yeah. Easy. Yeah, with the paladin, it was like I was like sweating. I'm like, come on, a little bit more, and I just fall short. Sadness every time. And oh my god, I got it. Yes. Accessorize. Collect any class armor sets from the Temple of AQ. Fuck yeah. So what am I missing? I'm missing Molten Core. And then that's some other stuff. And then recent expansion. So goodbye, AQ. I'm out of here. I'm never coming back to this bitch. Ever again. Yeah, so that means So that means I'm going to entomb this guy somewhere else. That means this guy's going to go to a certain place in, wait, no, to Legion. Dalaran. Oh, Hearthstone. Okay, never mind. Um, well, I'll make my way back to Entorus anyway. Argus, anyway. So there's like one more shield on Argus that I need to get. And so I'm just going to have like a warrior. Yeah, my warrior and my shaman are going to be hanging out there. That boss hates me. Hey, I've been doing this for a little while too. Probably not as long as you, but I've been going at it. And it was worth it. Yeah, so for those who don't know, I'm not a mount person, but I'm a shield person. I want to collect all the shields in the game, and I'm running out. Sometimes I'll go on side trips for like some of these transmog things, but for the most part, shields is the game. You know, and in fairness, you know, each time a patch comes out or a new tier season, whatever, another round of that stuff comes out, and I gotta try to pick up those things too. I think I want to try and do a little bit better at making sure I get the PvP stuff early though. As for how I do that, I think my only recourse really is to start doing rated battlegrounds, and eventually I'm going to be doing that. Eventually I will start doing rated battlegrounds, or probably battleground blitz, because I want to get like an old school vanilla gladiator shield, but I need to have rating for it, or I need to get like a certain rank or whatever. Once I do that, cool. Then I can go ahead and buy that thing, and then I'll never have to do it again. But it'll at least open up the door to be like, okay, so here's a way to like get conquest or whatever. But I think largely my path to getting that is going to be relegated to just doing war mode stuff and just opening those chests. It's boring though. I don't really like doing that. It's not my idea of fun, just like farming it that way. But it's an easy way to do it, so it's hard to complain too much. All right, so I'm going to Argus. Imagine player housing in Argus. An Argus neighborhood. That would be really depressing. That'd be so depressing. Welcome to your new home. Yeah. I'm gonna go fishing in this fell river here. Good times. Good times. Alright, so I'm going for like a rare that's up here. So it has it's weird, like the spawn rate that you gotta contend with here depends on the time of day. So every couple of hours, another set of rares will be made available that refresh pretty quickly. But if it's not, if they're out of the rotation, then they have a pretty long spawn time, so you might as well not show up. So the idea is here, each day, I'll just kind of like check in real quick on one of the characters and be like, all right, cool. Do I see it? Yes, no. If I see it, great. Then I'll like smite it, kill it, switch to the other character, wait a few minutes, kill it again. If it's a world quest, then the respawn rate is even faster. So that'd be like ideal. Otherwise, I just kind of like check in real quick and then pray for the drop. So I'm just gonna position this dude here. My warrior's already here hanging out. I see nothing. So I see nothing. After this though, I probably want to I'm probably going to take these guys over to Zereth Mortis, and so they're going to camp that spot. And I'll just check in, see if anything pops up. It sucks waiting for this Zereth Mortis boss, though. I don't think I've yet to see it. I haven't seen it in years. Mostly because I haven't been doing a great job of actually like watching for it. But I think these characters can at least go. So maybe I'll take these characters. Yeah, I'll try it. Like this guy. This guy's never been to Shadowlands, I think. So let's see if he can even go to Zereth Mortis. You made a full token yesterday crafting weapons. Nice. Oh, you came out so good. I did not come out so great. I made 30k, 40k, but I wasn't on very much yesterday. That's some good money though. Like people who are able to like camp the area, huge money. But also competitive. So I think you got lucky. All right. My mom's trying to call. All right, hold on. I don't want to leave her hanging. One moment. Nice. Went straight to voicemail. Perfect. Okay. There goes that plan. Okay, so I'm going to put Zereth Mortis here. I got lunch soon. You can call it during lunch. Am I gonna zag my and like pause the planet? No, I'm good. Oh my god. Three people? Sheesh. Let's see if they answer. Phone tag him? I will send. Cool. Yeah, like all of a sudden just 4 orders popped out. I'm like, holy shit. Well, never mind the mug. There's money to be had. Giffy Best. Hello. Good afternoon to you too. Hope you're doing alright. Yeah, if my mom's trying to call for something, it's not super urgent, because if it was really bad, she would call my wife, and then my wife would message me, and then, yeah. What do I spec into for recrafting? Just what's it called? Just resourcefulness. That's all. Nothing special. Look, I don't even think I have like I don't have an ingenuity or a multi-craft set on my main. Just doing crusties. One of my guildmates referred to this as Crestmas, which is kind of cute. Crestmas, not bad. I like that. What? Yeah, if there was like a bunch of orders coming in, then maybe the spammers are on lunch. Maybe they're on lunch break at the moment. No, but I'm pretty sure I didn't catch everything. Yeah, like all of a sudden, no one's posting. No one sent anything over. Okay, I'll just camp here and wait then. Since our timelines aren't the same, I usually miss your streams, but I watch you on YouTube. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, that works. I mean, I'm streaming on YouTube right now at the moment too, but yeah, so that's time zones for you. How soon can I start recrafting? I'm not quite sure what you mean by that either. Like, I can start doing it now, if that makes any sense. Yeah, as long as you have the resources, you can start recrafting right away. Like for the like if you're trying to get the extra 6 item level, yeah, you're going to need the extra extra gilded, so you can get the yeah for 6 more item level. If you have ruined and that's all you got, then you get an extra 3, which is cute. Better than nothing. It'd be kind of cool if you can like kind of sort of skip steps, and from that vendor you can just directly buy the gilded stuff for a lot of ruined, I guess. Okay, someone came through. Yeah. Helmets. Cool. All done. I'm still learning how to use the new profession talent trees properly for profit. I think I guess the short walkthrough or the tips to give, especially when you're in the middle of the expansion and you have all these other people who have fully mastered something, is just kind of keep an eye out for what seems to be like the most popular thing to make. Focus on that first, and then hope for the best. Now it's also important too. Like you want to think about your playstyle. If you're on a lot and you don't mind spamming trade chat, okay, cool. Then focus on doing crafting orders because that's really good money. If not, then you might want to focus on, like instead, like for example, um, what I can do right now. Like I got like 400 something consecration. What I could do is make a couple of high end bars that are rank 3 with these cheap materials, and then just sell that stuff on the auction house. Like it goes instant, especially considering the region-wide auction house. Like it'll go fast. Like it's gone. So that's an easy way to go about it. You don't make as much, but you can make money on a schedule. So you can very easily set up a number of crafters if you want to, and then just keep using concentration every couple of days. Just drain it all, make rank 3 materials out of cheaper stuff, and just sell that. So they're easy. They're very very easy ways to flip materials. I think what some folks get caught up in is this, um, not obsession, but like this need to complete. They want to know all the things. They want to max out this thing all the way, and if they don't, then they just feel really bad, and they feel like they're less optimal, and then they get frustrated, and that's understandable. Fact of the matter is, though, if you're paying attention to like what's good and what's profitable and what's easy to make, and you cross that with your own playstyle, then you can create for yourself like this whole routine, this whole groove that's very easy to work with. Yeah, Kale, hey, it's good to see you, man. Thanks for dropping by, and thanks for your work. That shit's dope. That's dope. Like, imagine being like just like a cosplayer, dudes. Like, that's totally not like my thing, but your job is to, you know, maintain like a certain shape, so that way you can like wear the things that you want to wear. Depending on what you're trying, depending on like what sort of look you're trying to pull off, of course. Um, and then making stuff, or eventually, maybe having stuff made for you. That's a thing these days. That's pretty wild. Because then, if like, if the company likes you, then they'll fly you out for events. Yeah. There's a lot you can do that with that. That's nuts. No, no, seriously, check out his stuff. He's legit. And that sword. Ugh. All right. So where was I? I'm waiting for money and messages. Okay. They flew you out for a while. Oh, that's right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, because yeah, I guess you were out there. I only really saw Kira out there doing her thing. That was cute. I found that like a neat little crossover event. All right. Anyway, I'm getting on this guy. I'm going to Zereth Mortis. Zereth Mortis. Do, do, do. I gotta put up new light fixtures too today. Busy, 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 busy. All right, well, let's go up. I can't go up. Shit. Call to Lordaeron. Call to Lordaeron. Okay, let me see if I can like skip shit. Can I skip stuff? Because I don't know if I can. So I think I gotta go. Yeah, I gotta go from here. What's a bummer is that I commit myself to one tree and then the thing that's powerful will down another tree, acknowledging the respect thing that came out recently. Okay, well, where am I going? I see no one here. Is there a quest I can abandon? No. So I think this character's fucked for now. Yeah, because I don't know where to do anything here, actually. I'll try and do a lap and see if I can find that NPC that lets me do like the whole Threads of Fate thing. Although I don't know if I'll be able to. I wonder if it's because I portaled here and then I missed something. Not sure. But you're right, Dreyfus. That does get frustrating. My advice, well, you know, I'll help you out with that actually. What profession are you doing? Because I might be able to help you out with that, like right now. At least give like some ballpark tips. This guy. What is the purpose? Nope, you don't help me. But you. Nope. I think I'm boned. Before we go to speak to a guy in Orgrimmar in front of keep with Thrall on it. Oh, so I do have to start from the top? Okay. I'm not gonna get caught up with these orders. It's so tragic. Like, whenever I'm on other characters, I'll see other people asking for orders, and I'll try to message them. It barely works out, though. Oh, I only got 5 minutes? Okay, I'm just going on my main. I at least want to get, like, a quick glimpse. A glimpse of hope. Then I could just, like, teleport over. Mining and blacksmithing for now, eventually alchemy and urban and the others. So for my vote for blacksmithing is to go for weapons. If you haven't already, weapons are a good and safe choice. If you're already in armor smithing, though, I would advise going for bracers. That has been like the most popular pick, and then go from there. For alchemy, I think an easy, safe bet would be to focus on concentration and just use your, every now and then use cooldowns to make rank 3 potions, rank 3 healing potions. It's not a lot of money, but it's also really it's also a very easy flip. So those would be things that I would at least give some attention to. Don't respect yet. I'd say study first, take a look, and then make the best informed decision you can. But that would be my tip. Yeah, no problem, dude. I hope it helps. Yeah, because depending on what I'm doing, like I'll either camp the auction house and check stuff out. So, like for example, today I'm going to be spending a good chunk of time like scripting and putting other stuff together, and so I'll just keep an ear open for when someone's doing orders, and then I'll try to get in on that. Otherwise, I would just use my concentration, make some easy alloy, and then log off. Just kind of do my thing. As long as it feels like you're doing something with it. Yeah, sometimes a good guide would be like like describing your journey through it. Some people aren't as interested in it, but there are other folks who can be really perceptive to understanding and getting the empathy of like, okay, this person, they were trying to do it too. This is what they went through, um, and I vibe with that. Maxing out the cheese will take several months. I have most of the professions completed except JC and BS. Yeah, and in hindsight, we can easily tell ourselves, it's like, well, maybe maybe one of these specs, I don't have to worry about. I didn't have to worry about this tree so much. Part of why I wanted to max out armor smithing fully is so I can just keep repairing my gear. So while, yeah, I'm not making I didn't make as much money as I would have if I had just like focused on focused on just bracers and then moving on to weapons. Now I can always repair my own gear. So that's a pretty cool benefit I'll be able to enjoy for the remainder of this expansion. Until, midnight blacksmithing, and then I'm gonna have to like go through the process again. But that's kind of how that goes. And I've accepted that. What would be kind of cool though is if I could still use the old hammers, but but if I use it on gear that is from a different expansion, then there's like a cooldown, like a I don't know, an 8-hour cooldown or some shit like that. But at least the hammers would still work. I think that'd be kind of neat. And it still somewhat respects the efforts that I put in before. Somewhat. Yeah, that'd be a great idea, Blizz. Alright, so ain't nothing gonna happen here. And we are about to head out. Boo. Yeah, so eventually at least one alt's going to be like hanging out here. And I ain't the only one. Some people here still want stuff. I want a shield. Some other people I know that they're here for like a flail. There's a very cool flail that drops off of this guy. But it only drops, I believe it only drops for agility users. So only rogues, druids, shaman, they'll be able to get it. And that's it, which is kind of doo-doo. But alright, it is noontime though, and I want to thank folks who had joined me. I want to thank Taliesin for bringing folks over, to Velestris for bringing folks over. I very, very much appreciate it. I'm going to be back here tomorrow for more chatting, hanging out. We'll see if there's any like cool new stuff that happens, or maybe later. I don't know. But that's going to be it. So I wish you guys well. You guys have a great rest of whatever it is, and I'll see y'all for the next thing. Until then, stay safe, stay healthy, and as